Atlanta, Georgia, and beyond, Hour 1 of the Von Haessler Doctrine begins right now. I am your lovable, huggable radio chat host, Eric Von Haessler. The other voices you hear are the Doctrinaires. Man of 1,000 voices, Tim Andrews. Lady of 184.7 characters, Autumn Fisher. The man behind the glass, George Clark. And the handsomest producer in all of producery, the loudest eater in the world, Jared Yamamoto.
Hey, welcome back from your spring break there, EVH.
Yeah, that was quite a break. That was something.
Did you go to the beach?
Let's tick them off. No, I did not go to the
Okay.
beach. Any other questions about what may have happened in my vacation?
Did you travel anywhere?
Does going to CVS for some supplements and vitamins, does that count?
I would say that's still
That's a
still
big no.
local.
That's a no. That's
Did
a
you clean
no.
your goon cave?
Well, I mean, why would I during the vacation?
Oh,
That
at the
seems like a
end.
silly kind
At
of
the
thing.
end.
First of all, I'm a very hygienic person. I think you should know this about me. And I have a certain philosophy that says never get caught doing something you're no longer doing. So
yeah.
that should answer your question. George Clark, you have any questions about my vacation? And
Did you see lots of family and friends?
no, none whatsoever. Autumn, you're the only one left. Any questions about where I went, what I did, what I didn't do? Vacation?
I guess, yeah. Tell us what you did do.
Yeah, I'm thinking. Hold on. I know there was a lot of television involved.
Okay.
You know, I was thinking about this today. I don't know how to declare a vacation successful. Like, I don't know what makes a vacation success. Now, I know most people go on vacation, they go to the Bahamas or something. So the fact that you got through TSA, that means you had a successful
That's a win.
vacation, right?
That's a check right there. You did it.
For me, I don't travel all that often. So my vacation is I'm kind of hanging out. So the problem for me is not being able to figure out what is a successful vacation. So at the beginning of the vacation, I'm banging myself mentally because, hey, get up off your ass. This is your time. You got a week. You can think about other projects. You can write other things. You don't have to work. You're not married to the radio show for 1 week, so you can let your brain go and do other things. And so first I'm mad because I'm not doing enough. Not doing enough work, not enough planning
You're
for the
guilting
future.
yourself.
I'm guilting myself. I mean, the future's right around the corner here. You're just sitting here. So there's that part of the vacation. Then there's a later part of the vacation where I'm like, oh, I'm doing too much. And then before you know it, it's Saturday, and you go, oh, it's just like any other weekend. I think it's
Well, I haven't done anything so far.
But there's one thing, I've mentioned this before, but it's becoming more and more obvious to me as I get older. And I'm not saying this like, oh, I love you guys. I do love you guys, but that's not the purpose behind saying this. I'm not blowing smoke. But without this show or my family, I cease to exist. It's the only way. It's the only way that I could put it to you. I cease to exist. My wife left halfway through the weekend, not for good. It's kind of a somber trip she had to take, but she left on Wednesday, and after that,
So you were real alone.
oh, I was alone. And let me tell you something.
Yeah.
I do not exist if I don't have to plan the next show or I'm not, surrounded by my family in some way. And it's weird. Because I think when you're younger, you got so many plans, so many goals, you're just not going to let any second get away from you. And I'm in the middle of this like, my goodness. Like, without the show and without my family, I have nothing to offer. Anyone. Anyone. It's really, it was a real epiphany for me. I think I noticed it like on the last vacation. But if I'm not planning, like, oh, how's an audience going to react to this? I just cease to exist, except with my own family.
Maybe during vacation, instead of planning for the radio show, you plan for the upcoming day, right? So you're like, okay, in this moment, this is where this segment's going to be breakfast. And then this segment,
well,
we're
that's
gonna be
true. Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Lunch.
But then I got to live my life breaking for commercials all day long. And I love traffic, but, if I'm at home,
Could have Alex call you while you're at
Alex
your
would
house.
call me at the house and let me know how the roadways are going. Maybe that is the answer, to normalize my life with the show. Just make my life is the show. It never ends. Which is kind of
Then you
true.
blur the line.
But here's the problem: if you
You
have
won't know where your life begins and the show ends.
I'm there. I'm there now. I'm there now. And the problem is when you embrace it like that, and so your life is the show, and you're basically a product. And well, then if you have a bad show, it's a comment on your entire existence. It's not like you just like, oh well, you have a bad show every once in a while. That's your whole identity is right there. So that's what I'm learning. I think we're just done with vacations. I think that we're just done with them. We'll just no, you guys don't need them, right? Aren't you tired of them too? Yeah, I know you are.
Planning on
Listen.
being very sick for about a week or two this summer.
Well, when you're sick, at least there's a reason.
Yeah,
There's a reason that you're not
definitely
going to work. What's the reason I'm not going to work? I've never even taken a vacation in that week before. I only took it because it was offered to me.
Yeah, it was an odd week for
It was
you
an
to
odd
go.
week, and they offered it to me, and I half thought, are they going to fire me? I was kind of like kind of an experiment. I'm like, well, I'll go on vacation, see if they give me a call on Friday.
dip my toes in the water.
Get that Friday radio call, see what's going on. So it was kind of an odd vacation. It wasn't one that I thought that I was going to take. It was just like offered to me. I'm like, what the hell? But then I started to feel bad. The audience can't just take a vacation anytime they want to. And if they did, they would probably enjoy it. So why the hell am I doing it?
Well,
I'm not actually enjoying myself.
whenever an audience member takes a vacation, Jared and I go over to their house and act out their roles.
Oh, well,
do.
that's and you probably make a little side hustle money on
We
it.
are
No,
here
we
to
don't
s-
get paid extra for that.
We are
just
here
do
to
it.
serve.
Well, that's good. We are civil servants. Our job to toss a little technicolor into otherwise black and white lives. Is that not what we do here
Damn right.
on a good day? At least I had a better time than most kids in California. I didn't go to Coachella. Okay. My thing isn't up. Well, you didn't put my 1 week away. 1 week away, Jared. And you did not turn up my array.
Oh, oops.
See, maybe I was supposed to be fired. Maybe I'd like to know what went on behind the scenes. Like this book Fight that I'm reading. You see what's going on behind the scenes with Biden and Harris and all those.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's a good fun read. I mean, the thing, Woodward started this, right? Where you could write a book about inside politics and you write it for the general public. You can read it on a beach. It's not dense. It's not full of policy. You don't have to be a wonk. It's just kind of fun. It's the human beings that are running the thing, and conflict is the essence of drama, and they know how to write it. Most interesting thing is how much Obama was against Kamala Harris, which I find interesting because it's in this book. So everybody that's in the know knows that this is going on, but they'll still go on CNN and say, if you didn't vote for Kamala Harris, you're a racist and a misogynist. You read this book, Obama was dead against Kamala Harris being the nominee.
Who did he want? Or did
He just
want
wanted he wanted an open
Primary.
primary. He didn't think that she could win. He was not impressed with her political skills.
Maybe that explains.
But hold on, is Obama? He's a man, so he could be a misogynist.
True.
Are we now calling Obama racist? See, this is the world that I want to live in, where behind the scenes, you say, oh my goodness, Obama, he's not getting behind our candidate, and that's killing us. And then you go on TV and they say, what went wrong? And you go, well, we can get Obama behind us. But instead, behind the scenes, enough so that everybody leaking to these reporters is saying Obama does not want Harris, but then the same people will go on TV because they've figured out it's a good thing for their party to say, well, the only reason that she didn't win was because everybody's racist and misogynist. This was Joy Behar on The View. Now, you'd think that 25 years, however long that show's been on, 30 years, I think she knows some people in politics. I think she knows some people in the Dem Party. So the idea that Joy Behar isn't aware of what everyone was aware of that was telling these reporters stuff is silly to me. So you get a Joy Behar who knows the Democrats, including Obama, did everything they could to keep Harris off the ticket, but then they have no problem because they've done some sort of research that says it's good for the party. We'll just go out there and say that she lost because misogyny and racism. Well, it's right there in Barack Obama. He's a man and he's a black man. Are you saying that he is a racist black man who hates women?
I wonder if
Just misogyny.
That would be that would be the consistency.
I love everybody, but no more women presidents
Okay.
or ever.
and now that you're pointing this out, Eric, there have been a lot of pieces coming out about him and Michelle potentially having a divorce. I wonder if there's some kind of fuel inside the Democratic Party that's
Yeah, his wife is like, you refuse to support black women. Why would I stay with you? So, yeah, that was the biggest pull from there. What I was going to say is that if this thing is up now, is this whole weekend, my existential crisis, what is a vacation? Who am I? Do I even exist? I can say to myself, at least I wasn't at Coachella.
This is a complete show.
Yeah, Coachella, which I dipped into every once in a while because it's live streaming on YouTube on the first weekend. They do it on the second weekend as well, which is kind of weird. People just show up on the second weekend and do the exact same show.
It's the
That's
exact
weird.
same set, and they also have every stage, which is so cool about Coachella. Every stage has its
Yeah,
own
all right,
YouTube channel.
I'm glad you want to talk up Coachella.
Yeah. He's punching
Mr.
up.
Festival guy. But I'm going to tell you that on this panel today, you're going to lose.
Probably.
You're going to lose.
I honestly,
Coachella as a festival is a joke. And then with especially this first weekend, the prices. Can we talk about what it cost to see musicians these days? One of the things that happened during my vacation is one of my buddies got in touch with me and said, hey, the Flaming Lips are coming to the Roxy in August. Why don't we all get to? So, okay, I went on, and I was already in because my friends are coming into town. So I get 2 tickets. My wife's short, so I got to look around. Not that this would have mattered with prices, but I got to basically find either the first row of a section or the last row of a section so that she can see if others are standing or she can stand without people yelling at her behind. I just have to worry about that. And
I put her on your shoulders.
Yeah, those days are over.
She takes her shirt off.
Yeah, those days are over. I'm at the age where if I put my wife on my shoulders at a rock concert, I can feel the damage to my prostate. Like just
My knees.
just the
All the way
weighing,
through it,
just the weighing down. Its prostate's all the way down. So with where am I?
With
In the middle of
Coachella.
it. With Coachella,
Well, it was the Flaming Lips.
the
tickets.
Flaming Lips tickets, and Coachella follows into this as well. The Flaming Lips tickets. So I just bought 2. It's insane. It's insane. I'm embarrassed. Now listen, I know it's not. The Roxy's a fine place. It's not their fault. I don't know if it's Flaming, but I'm just commenting overall, not on the Roxy. I love the Roxy. I've seen a couple of shows at the Roxy. I think it's fantastic. The sound is, to me, the best sound in the city, but I haven't been to every single
It's a
venue.
great venue.
And so I love it. And the idea of seeing them there is great. And they're all part of whatever this thing is. But I will tell you this. It's not surprising that rock and roll is going into a niche boutique status. Because here is the fact and the foundation of rock and roll. A teenager with a part-time job should be able to afford a concert ticket. But all the teenagers grew older and they have all this disposable income. And just like with everything else, they're just shouldering everybody else out of the market. I am embarrassed to tell you that, but I will, that it was over $600.
$600
For how many tickets?
2
Secondary market or from the venue?
from, I don't know, it was first, wasn't secondary.
I mean, Ticketmaster is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
And again, I got in trouble. I started talking about appliances or something, and somebody listening assumed I was talking about a client. And then I had to have the moment where a salesperson walks into the studio, which is the thing that I want to avoid more than anything. The Roxy is a fine place. It's a great place to see a show. I am now, either you can handle this and walk with me, or I no longer give a damn that you exist. What I'm talking about is the overall problem. You shouldn't have to be a successful career woman to be able to afford to go see a Taylor Swift show. You should be able to be a 16-year-old with, what's a paper route these days? I don't know. Whatever kids do. You can cut lawns. They still do that? Or is that
you
done
can
by
cut lawns.
AI
They
now?
work at Starbucks or
They
something.
can work at Starbucks.
I went to a show at Terminal West. It was $31 with all the fees included on Friday. It was
That's
great.
Yeah,
what it
I
should
remember.
be.
I remember being $40, being like, "Oh, I don't know how I'm going to get this $40 together."
Right.
When I saw the Rolling Stones for the first time in 1981, it was $15. I know what inflation is. I'm aware of what inflation is. Did you just say, what about inflation? I probably know more about it than you do. That ticket would be about $55 now, I think. Somewhere in there. Inflation does not take it from $15 to $325 for an okay seat.
Is this a weeknight show too, Eric, or is this a weekday?
It's the 1st of August. I think that might be a Thursday. I'm
See,
not
that's
sure.
insane to me. Like on a weekend.
Here's what's happening.
Well, Modest Mouse.
Modest Mouse is with them, and they usually have up-and-coming bands as openers. People you probably wouldn't have heard of. Maybe you see them for the first time there. Maybe you're impressed. Maybe you're not. But this is kind of a double bill, and then playing the same size room. So this could have. But then we get into dynamic pricing. Hey, you've got a tour. What's it cost? What's the profit? Okay, shove that. What is that per ticket? Different tiers? All right. Dynamic pricing. I've got an idea. Let's get rid of it. I've got a great idea. One fell swoop. Bring in Elon Musk and Doge. Let's get rid of it.
Okay.
Is there anyone that doesn't live in a penthouse in Manhattan that likes dynamic pricing? Or could live in a penthouse in Manhattan? Here's your first music business. The fact that your demo, your natural demo, is now buying penthouses in Manhattan might have something to do that you can't show me a new band that took over the world in the last, what? Who was the last band? Foo Fighters? Couldn't be them. Must be someone after them. Green Day was before Foo Fighters.
I guess
The
Cage
Killers don't count. I mean, they're good, but they never took over the world.
Blink 182.
90s.
Yeah.
Full-fledged rock and roll band.
Just like,
with
oh my
instruments.
goodness,
Yeah.
this band is the biggest thing on earth.
Caged
Well,
Elephants come back.
Cage the Elephants come back. Cage the Elephant never took over the world. They're a good band, don't get me wrong. But the reason that rock and roll is being squeezed into this thing is because 15 and 16-year-olds who have agency, who go out and get a part-time job, cannot afford concert tickets. I felt, well, I don't want to use it. I felt like that word that I can't use because I don't want to get in trouble after I bought those tickets. I was like, whoa. Did I even know this? Was I in some kind of crazy? And you know what? I'm lucky. I'm the host of a radio show. I'm doing okay. I mean, people must be putting this kind of stuff on their credit card and not paying it off for a long time. So it's actually costing them a lot more.
Yeah,
Anything I put on my card, I pay at the end of the month.
29% interest.
I mean, things have just gotten insane when it comes to the pricing. And then the people from Coachella get there and they start putting out videos like this.
Coachella, what the hell are you doing? We have been stuck in line for nearly 10 hours. We showed up here for camping at 3 in the morning and got in line. It's almost 1 p.m. right now. We still haven't even gone through security, and everyone around us has been here for just the same amount of time.
Here's the best part. During this traffic jam, apparently they've been opening this thing for the camping at 3 in the morning for the last few years. All of a sudden this year, they're only 9 o'clock in the morning. They didn't tell anybody.
Oh,
and
they
then,
didn't tell anybody?
So you're going to have, however they did, the message didn't get out. Maybe it was on the website or something. And they didn't see this massive traffic jams. So there were only porta potties for employees and they wouldn't let anybody else use them.
It's 100 degrees outside. People's cars are overheating. They're running out of gas. There are no bathrooms anywhere for us to use. There's staff porta potties people are being denied access to. People who've been waiting there in their car for 10 plus hours.
Admittedly, this
Yeah, you
sounds...
wouldn't want to mess up a porta potty.
Right.
God
Yeah.
forbid.
Well, here's the thing. It's a traffic jam. So if you let one in, no employee's going to the bathroom that day, right? It's not those particular employees. It's not their fault. They were told don't let people do this.
Oh, right. I'm not saying
Right.
that, but it seems
Right.
odd to be like, no, you can't use our precious porta
I don't know
potty.
how you tell somebody they can't use your toilet. I got to be
I know.
honest
Be
with
like,
you.
I'm going through you. I'm going to go use your bathroom. Sorry.
It's just like, you've never been in this position before.
And
How
especially-
could you possibly tell
Thousands of people
For real.
using the side of the road then.
someone? Well, that's what was happening. And then the cops got called in. Here's another.
Apparently people ahead of us were in the bushes and the cops were called, so that stopped the fine for another half an hour because people are themselves in the bushes, so we can't eat.
The people in line aren't eating or drinking because they don't want to make themselves have to go to the bathroom. So
Like a fun time.
and most of them paid about $700.
For a general admission ticket.
General admission
and
ticket.
that doesn't include the camping, too. The camping is a separate fee they have
Right,
to add on
right.
top of it. And if you...
But beyond that, I thought the idea of festivals was that for a reasonable price, you could actually knock out 3, 4, 5 acts that you want to see that year. Isn't that the idea of festivals?
That was the original
if you see them
intention.
during the day, they're not going to have their light show. The set's going to probably only be an hour if it's usually 2. Like there's different things that'll play that you understand. You're not going to get the full show. But I thought the idea of a music festival was for one price, I can see 3 to 5 acts. Excuse me, that I'd want to see. Well, you start getting to the $700 area.
It's insane.
Music Midtown used to be less than $100 for the entire weekend. And you could party and have fun, and there were bands on every stage all day long.
And I think it's because they know they can charge it now. Because, I mean, I've seen that price as somebody that goes
That's
to
everybody.
4 or 5 festivals a year. And I've seen that price go up and up and up and up. And it just makes me, when I go to these festivals, more inclined to see the acts. I have no excuse. I'm like, I'm here to see
With this
these
money,
acts.
I'm going to, yeah.
If I spent that kind of money, I am going to see these
I
acts.
haven't gone to
don't
the
care how
bathroom in
tired
3
I am.
days.
I don't care.
I'm seeing Green Day.
I don't care how tired I am. I'm going. I'm going to see them. I mean, $700 is ridiculous, and
Well, it's all just gotten insane. And then we haven't even gotten into the influencers. And I know, well, we're in Atlanta. Why? It's just, what was I doing on my vacation last 48 hours? I started,
about the Masters?
Yeah, well, Rory McIlroy, I'm glad he did that. We'll get to that. And oh my gosh, don't worry, my little darlings. We'll talk about your precious tariffs. We're not going to be left behind. The whole world's talking about them.
Believe me, warmer weather is coming, and now is the time to upgrade your deck or add to your outdoor living space. Dave Baker here. My friends at Ben Hill Renovations are experts at creating decks of all shapes and sizes. They've been doing it for over 60 years, and now is the perfect time to schedule a free at-home deck consultation at bhrenovations.com to get that new deck ready for warmer weather. Ben Hill Renovations, creating raving fans since 1964. bhrenovations.com.
Hi, I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell, and for over a decade, I've trusted America's Best Choice for windows, doors, siding, and decks. They've built their reputation on quality craftsmanship and honest pricing, and I've seen firsthand how they put customers first. That's why I proudly certify them for windows, doors, siding, and decks. And with ABC's 3-way warranty, which includes my $10,000 Make It Right guarantee, you can invest with confidence.
Spring is the perfect time to update your home, and America's Best Choice makes it easy with these spring specials. Highest quality, energy-efficient windows starting at just $299. Take 10% off a new deck and create the outdoor oasis of your dreams. Enhance your home's curb appeal with limited-time spring pricing on siding and doors. No pressure, no gimmicks. Visit abcwin.com today to schedule your free consultation. America's Best Choice. Quality you can trust, prices you can afford.
Guys, if you're having ED or performance issues and Viagra and Cialis haven't worked, you need to come see Choice Men's Health. Give us a call or visit us online at choicemenshealth.com. Get your love life back and choose Choice Men's Health.
I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. When garage doors break, they usually don't break all at once. They don't just up and die. They die slowly. Garage doors complain a bit before they crap out, squeaking and sticking and shaking and grinding. They go down part way and then stop and go back up for no reason. But they hardly ever just end up dead with no symptoms and no long goodbye. If you ignored the signs, that dead door is on you. At Mo Better Garage, we make that way mo better. Our 19-point seasonal maintenance check makes sure everything's healthy. Oil the chain, check the rollers, realign the tracks, talk to you about how things are going, and look into any symptoms that might have you worried. Catch problems early, and your garage doors should be around to play with the grandkids. And talk about the old days, when all this was just farmland.
Better Garage, we make it way more better.
MoBetterGarage.com.
Visit my friends at Tara Fine Jewelry Company in Beaufort. This is Scott Slade. They specialize in exquisite handcrafted fine jewelry and natural mined diamonds, never mass-produced. It's where I've been doing business for over 25 years. Tara Fine Jewelry Company in Beaufort.
WSB Atlanta, WSBB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
It's 3:30. I'm Veronica Waters. News this half hour is brought to you by Vincent Financial Impact Financial. Our top local story, a local man pays $75,000 to settle any claims by 3 Muslim women after he was captured on video spewing insults at them when he saw them praying near the Avalon Shopping Center in Alpharetta. Perry Green had already come forward earlier this month to apologize privately and publicly. He said no one should be treated that way. A Monday morning earthquake shakes Southern California, swaying lights and rattling cups off of shelves. Officials in and around San Diego report no injuries or major damage. Gwinnett County Fire Rescue investigators have not yet released the names of 2 victims of a weekend fire in Duluth. The Lieutenant Jeff Golan with Gwinnett Fire says it happened on Bent Willow Drive in Lilburn in a recreational trailer.
911 caller said they could see fire from across the lake and they heard a loud explosion. Additional callers, neighbors also called 911 to say that they saw a trailer on fire.
Firefighters discovered the bodies of a man and a woman inside. Stocks are rallying worldwide after President Trump relaxes some of his tariffs, for now at least, and as stress from within the U.S. bond market seems to be easing. An employee of the Georgia Public Safety Training Center is arrested on child molestation and aggravated battery charges in Walton County. Samuel Ray Ham has now also lost his job. It's 3:31. Live team coverage of traffic and weather is beginning for you right now. Alex Williams is updating your drive in the WSB 24-hour traffic center.
Travel advisory continues on the west side perimeter. Stalled tractor trailer. He's stalled out in 2 right lanes. 285 southbound, the outer loop before Hollowell, right at Hollowell Parkway exit 12. You're stacked up back toward Paces Ferry. If you get down to South Cobb Drive, you can exit off there and make your way over to Hollowell Parkway to re-enter 285 south, or just head through the Midtown area as an alternate. Crash in Buckhead, 400 southbound, just before Lennox Road. Hero pulling away, so that is now going to be off to the right. Some delays, though, out of Sandy Springs. And all lanes just blocked and reopened in Midtown. 75-85 southbound, just below 17th Street. They got a crash to the right shoulder there. You're slow from the 85-400 merge, trying to make your way into downtown. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upward. Sunny skies today, high 82. A cold front passing by for tomorrow morning. So tomorrow afternoon, breezy and rather cool. Highs in the upper 60s, low 70s. Wednesday, mostly sunny. Morning lows in the 40s. Daytime highs in the low 70s.
Right now, it's 85 degrees in Clarkston, 82 in Carrollton, and 86 degrees in Midtown Atlanta now at 3:32. More news coming up at 4 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Veronica Waters, 95.5 WSB.
Don't miss your chance to take advantage of the Buy 4, Get 4 free sale and pay nothing until 2027. Sale ends soon, only from Window Nation. Schedule your free estimate now at 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com. That's windownation.com.
Storm season is bearing down on us, and that means power outage season is here too. Dave Baker here for Brightbox Electrical. Being stuck in a dark, hot home as storms start to fire up is no fun. That's why my friends at Brightbox Electrical, a Coolray company, are now offering $500 off a Generac home standby generator, and if you purchase now, you'll receive a 2-year maintenance and monitoring plan for free. So don't be left in the dark or the heat. Visit brightboxelectrical.com to schedule your appointment.
A word of caution for motorcycle riders. Remember, 18-wheelers have bigger blind spots and it takes them longer to stop than a smaller vehicle. Eric Von Hassler here to remind you that if an 18-wheeler forces you to lay your bike down, you need to call in Steel Horse Law. Attorney George Stein is a motorcycle rider and he understands bikers' needs. Get more info and request a free Rider's Advantage card at steelhorselaw.com.
At Ameris Bank, we're invested in the success of your business. Our local bankers are ready to help you improve your cash flow, optimize your operating accounts, and access financing when you need it. From treasury services and digital banking to loans and lines of credit, we offer tailored solutions to help your business thrive. At Ameris Bank, we're with you. Visit amerisbank.com/withyourbusiness or walk into one of our branches today to get started. Ameris Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. All loans subject to credit approval.
Belinda here for Atlanta Vision Institute. I'm here to introduce you to a new procedure that Dr. Ashraf is performing called laser optics. This changed my life, folks. I was so tired of wearing contacts and glasses. The glasses were not around when I needed them. I had astigmatism, so the contacts didn't fit me well, and I had beginning stages of cataracts. So I went in. I was a great candidate for laser optics. It was a quick, painless procedure. The next day, it was like everything was in HD. The colors were more vibrant. The leaves were more vibrant. The sky was more vibrant. My husband was better looking. Everything was great. Laser optics with Dr. Ashraf, Atlanta Vision Institute. Go to the website 2020atlanta.com to find out more information. Also, take the quiz to see if this is a procedure that's good for you. Your medical insurance may cover it. That's 2020atlanta.com.
Yep. That's what I learned on vacation. Without this show or my family around, I ceased to exist. There was a moment, I think it was probably Thursday in the afternoon, and I was kind of like bored a little bit. Wow, what am I going to do next? And I had this thought came into my head. I remember it clear as a bell. The thought was, why don't you have some soup? Is this the beginning of the end? Is this how this
Your
all
brain is like, why don't you have some soup?
Am I unwinding? What's your brain? Okay, I'm alone in my house. I don't know what to do.
Now, what did you do though? Did your subconscious tell you what kind of soup?
Well, my wife had left 3 or 4 different soups.
So you had options.
I had options. She went to Whole Foods before she left.
Was it a tough choice when you looked at all 3 different choices of soup?
Kind of, but I have to tell you, it was
Like
nice
minestrone.
it was nice to have agency though. Like it was nice to be present and involved. Hey, which soup will I eat? Hey, you'll all get there. That's all.
That's
what I'm saying is you'll all get there.
That is a monumental thing. I used to have trouble on vacations with our old show because we all took them at the same time.
Yeah.
And I didn't go anywhere. I'd just stay home. Those kind of things. Hey, why don't you walk over to Burger King?
Hey, get some sun.
Yeah.
You start rationalizing to yourself.
Like this is a good trip, a productive trip to Burger King.
I had that productive day. I think it was Tuesday when I said, don't order these vitamins and supplements off of Amazon. Go down to CVS and buy them yourself.
You go.
What an adventure. I got out of the house at least twice.
How many
during the week?
How many sealed boxes did you have to get through at CVS? Because everything is sealed now.
Not in the supplements and vitamins area.
Okay, thank goodness.
Not everything is like
Yeah.
that. In
And not in the
higher
suburbs,
risk
yeah.
areas,
Right.
then they.
Yeah. Well, who's going to steal the, I don't know.
You'd be
the
amazed.
fiber
Vitamin C.
thing
The
that
what-
you add to your water. Who's going to steal that?
They're stealing Metamucil all over the place.
By the way, Metamucil, watch it.
Why?
Because it's not as good as the corn-based stuff. Listen, I'm no doctor. I'm not telling you what to do. But I had a lot of digestive trouble about a year or so ago. And I think some of it was I was too much Metamucil.
Okay.
You can gunk that stuff up,
Yeah,
too.
I don't want that.
All right. What are we,
Oatmeal
38
helps.
minutes into this?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so tired of oatmeal. I've eaten oatmeal every morning of my life for the last 10 years. That's another thing I realized this week. I would pour it. I'd put the water in. I'd microwave it. Take like one taste. Go,
Here's the secret: steel cut. It
I
takes
know.
a half an hour to make. You're involved.
I
You have to stir
love oatmeal.
You can make it the night before. Make those overnight oats.
Not with steel cut.
Switch it up. Maybe
Yeah,
make some
with steel cut.
No, that
Let me
doesn't
tell
work.
you the problem was. Okay, as I listened to you guys go back and forth about oatmeal.
Well, I
you
can
know what
argue
you're
about
talking
oatmeal
Sorry,
all
you
day.
brought up
All right.
oatmeal.
You can buy protein pancakes. You can get eggs. You can switch it
My
up a little bit.
wife left me with some oatmeal. My wife of 38 wonderful, blissful years left some oatmeal, and she had 2 different kinds, and I hated both of them. One of them had flaxseed. I don't know what orifice of the devil this comes out of. I hate flaxseed. I hate
seeds.
anything. Well, there you go. That's all you need.
They taste like fish.
Who wants that? You know what? This oatmeal, maple brown sugar, yes, absolutely. But how about a little seafood? What if we tossed a little seafood into here? Wouldn't it be delicious?
Little shrimp.
Maple brown shrimp.
And then the other one, I can't even understand what this oatmeal is. All I know is that when I poured it, Kodiak is the company. Now, they may make a whole bunch. I don't
That's
know.
the protein one.
Yeah, that's the protein.
Had had pepper in it, like all this black spot stuff all
The
over it.
protein is making you big, making you
Oh,
bulky.
I'm not trying to get bulky. I'm trying to get nutrients.
Trying to get shredded.
I'm not trying to get shredded. I'm not trying to influence anyone. I just want to walk through life. How hard is it? Why does everything have to come down to everyone's personal brand?
I got Gil the Kodiak French toast sticks because he loves French toast sticks. He
Yes.
said, sneak in some protein. He took
That's
one
right.
bite and he threw it on the floor.
See, Gil was born on May 26th, which
Smart.
is my birthday,
Yep.
and you're not going to be able to trick him.
You can't fool people.
I still remember way back in 1997, I believe it was, in Glendale, California, my wife thought to herself, well, I'm going to trick him because he's so fickle about his food. He doesn't like this. He likes something like that. But in reality, she was thinking that I didn't know what I was talking about. A lot of times if you complain, well, he just complains about a lot of food, doesn't really know what he's talking about. So one day, we were having cheeseburgers. Good day for Eric Von Hassler. Anytime there's a cheeseburger around. Decent day. His day just got better. I bite into this cheeseburger. Immediately, just like Gil with the, ugh, what is this?
I was using that extra protein. Gil throwing it across the room.
Wow.
Showing you how bulky he's getting.
What is this? She goes, oh, I didn't tell you. It's ostrich burger. Because she just thought, well, he just complains and complains, but he doesn't really know. So I'll just slip that in there. And that didn't work. Come on.
You can taste it right away.
You know
that
what you like?
It's not beef.
Especially, yeah. It was like mushy.
It's a giant bird.
It's an old dinosaur. I don't want to eat that.
A little bit of Johnny Cash in there.
Yeah. Plus, I didn't know the Johnny Cash story, but
they don't serve that at Ted's.
I loved him so much. Apparently, in the back of my head, I knew that these things had gone after one of the great icons of music. And I didn't like him for that reason either. So I don't know. I've just come to the point now where I just eat. What do I eat? What do I eat? Basically, I start off with some yogurt, and I follow that up with some yogurt, and then I'll have a little yogurt and call it a day. That's basically.
Oh my gosh.
You're having some sort of crisis.
No, I'm not. I'm having an epiphany.
It is a yogurt
my job
crisis.
is to come in and report, for heaven's sakes. What do you want me to do? Come in here and go, hey, my life's great. Everything's wonderful.
You should segment out your meals for the next day, so that way you can switch it up a little bit. That way it's not the same
That's
thing.
another
It's
thing
not
I'm
so
tired of. I'm
repetitive.
tired of planning things.
The most important thing is your meals.
Well, next Thursday, I know what I'll be having for lunch. I'm
I guess
tired
it's
of
yogurt
That's
again.
too far out.
Everything is planning and maintenance. I'm going to push it so far that Autumn's going to think that I'm having a complete breakdown. And I just tell you, I just don't know if it's worth it anymore.
I mean, listen, I had a friend who was going through what I considered a crisis because she told me, all I do is move things from one place to another. I pick up all the socks in the living room and I put them at the bottom of the stairs.
Can I get her
and then
number?
When I go up the stairs, I take the socks up the stairs. And when I take food, I put it from the plate into my mouth. I'm just moving things from one place to another. And I was like, oh, okay.
Now,
Like,
don't tell us
check,
something.
please.
Don't
Check,
tell us
please.
something horrible now, like that things went wrong. She's still with us, right?
No,
Moving
she's
things.
dead.
No.
No, she's not.
She
dead.
slipped on a sock and fell down a step.
I want to know that she's
She
still.
moved her. She
she's
moved
still
her,
moving
her
things.
bodily existence from one plane to another.
All right, I guess we're going to have to give in and talk about world events. If you haven't noticed, I've been trying to ignore them as much as possible. But apparently, so George, where's the Dow? Somebody look up the Dow. Where's it at right now in this crazy number? By the way, can I just say that at this point, shouldn't we be at like 6,000 or something? And like,
Should be negative by now.
Right. I mean, given what we were told was going to happen, and me asking that question is not an endorsement for what's going on. Sorry, you're going to have to get a little bit smarter to listen to this radio show. Sorry about that.
Yeah, so we're at 40,715. We're up 1.25% today. That's 502
And that's a little bit up from last week. I'm just trying to lay the groundwork here.
The past 5 days, we're up 1,800 points, 4.86.
The 5 days before that, we lost a whole bunch.
Right.
But, I mean, week over week.
Not Marjorie Taylor Greene. She did a good job.
Yeah, apparently she knew it was coming. I thought you were a person of the people. What, you're just you taking insider information and getting rich off of it on Wall
I
Street?
mean, what am I going to do? I mean, I'm
Be a
not
good
long
person.
for this politic world because I don't know what's going on.
She
Y'all,
doesn't
I
trust
got to
her.
get out while I can. Got to get while the getting's good.
Okay.
That's what I say.
All right. I understand that, I suppose.
Make hay while the sun shines.
That's correct.
That's right, MTG.
Don't count your chickens before the cart.
So, what? So, my whole thing here, going back to the tariffs, is I don't know if this is going to work. And I could argue to you why it can't work. But I still don't know that it's not going to work. That's why I bring up, and it's insane. Don't get me wrong. This is insane. This is not a playbook. Even if this works, even if the coach goes on with this playbook and wins the Super Bowl, you just don't give it to the next coach. This is if this works, it has so much. It's unique to the president's personality, the things that led up to this moment.
The flanker back is the key player.
The flanker back
It's
is
improv.
gone.
It's all improv.
It is improv. And sometimes, as listeners to this show know, sometimes improv works and sometimes it doesn't. So
she is not yes-anding me.
this is either going to work or it's not. It's interesting. I watched Tim Dillon, and he summed it up by saying this.
I don't know if it'll work, but he's not wrong.
That's exactly where I am. That's exactly where I am.
I don't know if it'll work, but he's not wrong.
This economy has every terrible pitfall, nastiness coming from the same people who are in charge of foreign policy, who are in charge of so much. The same people who are eviscerating the middle class. And the way that it's done is, well, you can't stop, because if you stop, then there's going to be all these problems. This is unreformable. Just be like everybody else. Punt the ball into the next quarter.
Hey, Taxman got you down?
How about a $1,000 pickup?
Win $1,000. 5 different keywords. 5 chances every weekday.
I just won $1,000 on WSB.
The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
Beginning Monday, April 21st.
Download the WSB app. Rules and info at WSBradio.com/cash.
Dave Baker here for Artisan Custom Closets. Spring cleaning is here. Let Artisan Custom Closets help you maximize your space and get organized. Artisan will work with you to design an affordable luxury custom closet where you'll be able to see all your accessories, clothes, and shoes without rummaging through the clutter. Don't use the pricey West Coast closet company that doesn't customize or the cheap closet companies with pushy salespeople and pricing games. Artisan Custom Closets, affordable luxury. ArtisanCustomClosets.com.
We are here with CFP Matthew Decker of the Vincent Finance Group and host of Retire ATL. And Matt, you've said that income is the outcome that matters the most in retirement. But what income streams require the most attention?
Yeah, so if you've got a pension or if you're living off of Social Security, you kind of know those income streams show up in your mailbox. That's mailbox money. It's almost like you're still working, and it doesn't really require that much attention. But most people that come into the office today, they are having to use their 401ks, their IRAs, SEP Simples, 403bs that are invested in the market to generate income. And anytime you're going to use a market-linked asset where you have to go in and decide when you're going to buy and sell to generate your income, it takes a ton more effort, energy, and attention to get that piece of the puzzle right. But it doesn't actually have to be that way.
So, Matt, the number one fear of adults in retirement is outliving their money. How do we get started building income today?
Well, you can get started today. You'd call us for a no-cost, no-obligation retirement roadmap. We want to build a GPS for you that's going to help navigate retirement and it's going to have a focus on building and preserving income. 770-280-1488. We've got a representative standing by to talk to you right now. 770-280-1488. Our home office is in downtown Woodstock, but we are available across the metro Atlanta area to meet with you at a time and place that fits your schedule. Again, 770-280-1488 or online at retireatlradio.com.
The team at Vincent Financial Group want to help preserve your assets while building retirement income that lasts as long as you do. Call today for your complimentary retirement roadmap, 770-280-1488. And you can always get more at retireatlradio.com and join us for Retire ATL Sundays at 6 p.m. right here on WSB. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions.
This is Scott Slade. Let's talk about how to improve your chances of living a longer, healthier life. For me, it's preventive medicine. My doctor saw one funky number in my lab work that eventually led to a diagnosis early enough so I still had options. You just got to have a medical professional looking at you every so often, especially when we're talking about heart disease, the nation's #1 killer. And that's where virtual imaging comes in. They've got the best CT imaging in the Southeast with 98% accuracy and low radiation, like flying in an airplane. They can detect calcium levels in your arteries and most cancers at the earliest stage. And virtual imaging can scan your brain to see if you're in danger of a tumor, stroke, or even dementia. So don't put this off, especially with this offer from virtual imaging. For a limited time, they're offering you and your spouse a free heart scan. Yes, free with a few minimum requirements. I've done it. Call 404-678-SCAN. That's 404-678-SCAN. Or make an appointment by visiting their website at virtualimagingatl.com.
Whoa! With the Cubs getting older, we need more space, so we're on the hunt for a new house. Our must-haves, a big yard for the Cubs and Scana Energy for natural gas. It won't be easy to choose the perfect house, but Scana has tons of options that'll make it easy to find the perfect natural gas plan. The sooner we find a place, the better. For a limited time, receive a $60 bill credit when you sign up. Call 1-877-GO-SCANA or visit scanaenergy.com/mover60. Limited time offer. Additional terms and conditions apply.
So many things to talk about. All-female crew.
That's
really?
right. Gail King, Katy Perry, Lauren Sanchez, and a few others.
Is that what happened? Is that what we saw today? An all-female crew. And that's why it's historic. And I don't know why I'm not being celebrated. I don't know if I told you this, guys, because I've never gone to college or anything for this. But I was part of a flight crew to Spain in December.
Yeah, you flew it?
If this is the standard, that you sit on your ass and let the vehicle take you to where you're going, if that's the standard for being a member of the crew.
Yeah, they've been calling him that. Why?
Because it's historic.
Oh, okay.
I wonder if I can make myself vomit and say historic at the same time.
Especially when they landed. Oh, man, listen to this.
I'm a reporter in 2025, so I'm not very bright. But if you tell me something's historic, let me tell you, I'm waking up an hour early and putting my boots on, and we're going to cover this thing.
You will see a puff of smoke when it touches down, a puff of dust. Actually, that's normal. A puff of dust.
Stop. Well, we had the female crew. We got to have females calling it as well.
That's right.
We didn't have Beth. Hey, where's our NFL
Beth
girl?
Mowens.
All right, everybody, there's gonna land. They're all the same gender and sex up there, and they're piloting officially.
It's nuts. By the way, you don't want to tell people there's going to be smoke because that's not a good thing. Because that's dust is because it's hitting in the desert.
Yeah, guys. All right. So there's going to be some
when the capsule touches down, listen to them screaming in the background.
Oh, by the way, hey, when it comes to female history, remember, never act like you've been there.
You will see a puff of smoke when it touches down, a puff of dust. Actually, that's normal.
A puff of dust lasts milliseconds. Air cushion that will kick up the dust. It's a very
I'm reading this.
soft
I don't really know what I'm talking about.
Perception. There it is.
Anybody remember Shatner doing this?
No, but I do remember the women that were babbling over him so you couldn't hear it.
Oh, he's like, shut up, you dummy.
Be quiet. It was weightless. It was beautiful.
I'm not a misogynist. If you're just tuning in, I absolutely adore women. But you have to admit, sometimes when they get together and they get excited, it gets loud. Am I wrong for pointing that out? Am I a bad person because I point out
men
that...
get loud too.
Except we do it in a different way.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, exactly.
And women, they go, ah!
Uh-huh.
And we're usually drunk.
Women when they're drunk.
Okay.
Go to Nashville.
Oh, boy.
Any weekend.
Bachelorette.
Our straws are naughty. The fact that you think that's naughty is the reason your husband's going to be able to cheat on you for 4 years before you find out.
Oh my God, he would never.
My straw, it's naughty. Have you ever seen?
On there.
And here's the thing.
Ew, look at Tina, she loves it. Ah, you slut.
But the girls get together.
Like said that. Can you believe that?
Oh
That's what
my!
she was doing?
Now trouble.
Oh,
Now
no.
trouble.
And like I told her like she was gonna have to split the appetizer with me, but then she didn't because then she got the dessert and then she told her right back.
You know, you've got me to. Here's a problem with the modern day woman. Reality TV. They all believe there's that room. What's that room called where you go, confession room or whatever?
That's where it started, yes.
That's all women have now been brought up to believe that in life there is this room where you can go to and just start bitching about people.
Eric, you're going to make her cry. Don't do that. Oh, not now.
No, go to the crying room.
Yeah, it's called TikTok.
I'm not crying.
Now.
Well, you sound like you're
These are
crying.
tears of strength because I realize you're a jerk.
Hey,
I
listen.
don't need to put up with it anymore.
You know what? I feel bad.
What?
I'm going to pay for you to get on that next spaceship.
Oh my God.
Take a ride in that Hitachi. I get it right this time? Is it Hitachi?
Maybe a bear showed up inside the capsule.
It's possible.
I'm really scared.
First of all, I figured out what this was all about. This Jeff Bezos and that crazy weird...
Lauren Sanchez?
Yeah. This, I don't know. She's like 75, walking around like she's 23. I don't know what she is. I have no idea. All I know is she doesn't look real. This was for the press conference afterward where Lauren Sanchez, his girlfriend, is put on the same platform as Gail and Katy Perry. Because I just saw on CNN who's talking at the press conference afterward, who made history. Hey, how did you get that flight invitation? Well, it's easy. I'm sleeping with the guy who owns the spaceship.
2 letters. One is J.
Yes, yeah. And the other one, no, you don't have to go far in the alphabet to get to it. That's all I'm saying.
Nope, sure don't.
Hey, she's only 6 years younger than Jeff Bezos. She's 55.
I know that she's 55, but she walks around like she's 17.
Her face is 17.
Wow.
She looks old.
Yeah, it's that clown thing going on. There's something very desperate and weird about this woman. And then you look at him and you go, oh, he's never. Although his wife was a very nice-looking woman. She looked normal. She didn't look like some kind of like space sex robot. But I figured out that's what it. And you know what? Sometimes you don't like it. This is my superpower, right? I can, in moments, diagnose something that's going on. And I'm giving it to you right now. Just saw it on CNN. Why did all this happen? One reason. To put Jeff Bezos' girlfriend in the press conference up on the same stage with Katy Perry, Gayle King, and basically to try to lift her. Before you know it, she'll be showing up on, Meet the Press. God forbid.
As Georgia's homegrown leader in business insurance, Builders partners with thousands of local businesses to safeguard workers and help them return to their lives after injuries. Explore reliable workers' compensation solutions at BLDRS.com. Builders, insurance built strong.
Greg is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Hi, I'm Greg. I'm not an actor. I'm just a regular person. 8 years ago, I just didn't feel like I was on my game. I started taking Prevagen, and I want people to know that Prevagen has worked for me. Give it a try. I want it to help you just like it has helped me.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? When it comes to Big Wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Switch to Consumer Cellular to get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Plans start at just $20 a month, and now for a limited time, new customers can get their second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit a store near you, or consumercellular.com and start saving today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Spring storms can produce flash flooding with heavy rain flowing around your house and into your crawl space. And rainwater trapped in there will provide the perfect breeding ground for mold. Hey, this is Christina Edwards. Mold not only produces that stale, musty smell, but it can also impact the air quality in your home. But call my friends at American Crawl Space Solutions. They will encapsulate your crawl space, keeping it dry and preventing mold from forming. AmericanCrawlSpaceSolutions.com, your best value for crawl space repair.
American Crawl Space Solutions, foundations too.
At Coosa Valley Credit Union, we're committed to saving our members money by offering the most competitive interest rates in the market. Now, auto loan rates are as low as 4.49 APR. But if you open an account with a direct deposit, we'll knock your rate down a whole %, as low as 3.49 APR. This is Andy Harris, president of Coosa Valley Credit Union. Save money on your auto loan and experience kinder banking at a branch near you.
Contact 706-235-8551 for more details. Equal Opportunity Lender.
WSB Atlanta, WSBB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk. News, weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
It's 4 o'clock. I'm Veronica Waters. The news this hour is brought to you by Hoffman Financial Group, WSB's top local story.
Clearly, he saw us as an easy target. 3 young women who were praying out of everyone's way.
3 young Muslims and the former husband of Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene agreed to terms to put a racially charged attack in the rearview mirror.
Perry Green has paid the women $75,000 for what he said during a now viral incident at the Avalon. The settlement comes after Green privately and publicly apologized and attended services at a local mosque. Nesreen, one of the women seen in the video, says,
I want to be clear that we do not care about money or media attention. We care about safety, security, and equality. We wanted to help to make sure that this type of incident does not occur again.
All of the money has been donated to their local mosque. In Johns Creek, Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
It is 84 degrees now in Midtown Atlanta. WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards says today's sunny highs in the 80s will be followed by a cold front. Breezy highs at least 10 degrees less tomorrow this time. Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast is coming up. Georgia college students are now part of a lawsuit over what they say was the illegal termination of their visas by the Trump administration. They ask a federal judge to grant a temporary restraining order so they can continue their educations. Charges are now public against a Lilburn man accused of threatening the U.S. Director of National Intelligence. The FBI arrests 24-year-old Ali Akbar Amin on a federal charge of transmitting interstate threats against Tulsi Gabbard. Amin allegedly texted threats, including the statement, quote, "You and your family are going to die soon," end quote. Agents also say they found social media threats, including images reportedly showing firearms, which were pointed at photos of Gabbard and her husband. United States Attorney General Pam Bondi will be in Atlanta Tuesday. She and other federal partners plan to update what they say are major developments into investigations. An employee of the Georgia Public Safety Training Center is arrested in Walton County.
Samuel Ray Ham has been arrested on child molestation and aggravated battery charges and has lost his job. The training center says in a release that it has terminated Ham's employment for violation of standards of employee conduct and notified the Georgia Peace Officer Standards and Training Council. According to the arrest warrants, Ham is accused of touching a girl who was under the age of 16 in an inappropriate and sexual manner. Ham was a division director at the academy, which specializes in training law enforcement officers in Georgia. The GBI is handling this case. Lisa Nicholas, 95.5 WSB.
Court documents are revealing more about the man arrested for setting fire to the governor's mansion in Pennsylvania. 38-year-old Cody Balmer had to walk for about an hour to get from his house to Governor Josh Shapiro's. He says he harbors what he calls a deep hatred for Shapiro and that he would have beaten him with a hammer if he'd found him. Balmer also says he knew that folks were home and that they might get hurt by the Molotov cocktails he had made with lawnmower gas. Governor Shapiro is praising the law enforcement response, but some are critical of the state troopers because Balmer had been walking around the property for some minutes before he was able to break into the house. In West Texas today.
Good luck and Godspeed, ladies.
6 women make history by becoming the first multiple astronaut all-female crew to go into space.
I'm Peter King. CBS Morning's Gayle King has been to space, but when it comes to calling her an astronaut, she says, don't.
Still can't accept that word.
She tells a Blue Origin interviewer she was afraid going in, but everything went as the flight instructor said it would, and she was surprised by this.
It's oddly quiet when you get up there. It's really quiet and peaceful. And you look down at the planet and you think, that's where we came from? And to me, it's such a reminder about how we need to do better, be better.
Peter King, CBS News.
Gasps could be heard from the audience during a White House ceremony honoring Ohio State's NCAA champion football team when the trophy broke. It happened when team captains went to pick up the trophy and hand it to Vice President Vance. That's when the top broke off the base. Vance took the top part and then held it up. It's now 4:04. The Von Hessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes. But first, live team coverage of traffic and weather is brought to you by George Stein Steel Horse Law. WSB Triple Team Traffic kicks off this hour with Alex Williams.
Hey, good afternoon, Veronica. Watching the ride around 285 where we've had a few trouble spots. Stalled Big Rig was in 2 right lanes. Just moved off to the right, 285 southbound, the outer loop at Hollowell Parkway exit 12. Still seeing the brake lights back to Paces Ferry Road. In DeKalb County, 285 southbound, the inner loop. You got trouble in the left lane right under East Ponce, exit number 40. You're already stacking up back to I-85 Spaghetti Junction. And on the north side, 285 westbound, the outer loop. Afternoon volume filling in from Astrodome Road over to Roswell Road, exit 25 in Sandy Springs. How we're looking through Midtown and downtown, Andrew Seco.
Seeing those brake lights pretty often as you're heading north and south on the connector northbound. The jam starts as you pass University Avenue southbound, starting just south of 400 on 85 proper. And if you're heading north on 85, look out for a crash in the HOV lane northbound right before you hit North Druid Hills Road, exit 89. From the Corey Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Sunny skies today, high 82, lows tonight in the upper 50s to low 60s. A cold front passing by tomorrow morning will keep our afternoon highs in the upper 60s to low 70s. Wind gusts tomorrow afternoon as high as 30 miles per hour.
Right now it's 85 degrees in Stonecrest, 84 in Stockbridge, and it's 84 degrees now in Midtown Atlanta at 4:05. More news coming up at 4:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Veronica Waters, 95.5 WSB.
Hour 2 of the Von Hessler Doctrine begins right now. So many things to comment on. I don't really know. We're going to be bouncing around. We were talking about Coachella a lot in the first hour. We failed to mention why the kids would love being there. Because, you get a lot of special guests, featured artists you didn't know were coming. But wow, when those kids found out that Bernie Sanders was on stage?
Oh, yeah.
Holy cow. Oh, my goodness. Now this miserable evening could have that one thing it doesn't have in it yet, politics.
Now you can turn away and you can ignore what goes on, but if you do that, you do it at your own peril. We need you to stand up to fight for justice.
Like, none of these people were allowed to vote in November?
For economic justice.
Yeah!
Social justice.
Yeah!
And racial justice.
Yeah!
Now we got a president of the United States.
Boom!
And don't forget,
not predictable. What's going to happen? They're not predictable.
You're financing this on a mega bank credit card that you're paying 20% interest for, and that's how you fight horrible people like Donald Trump, by the way.
That guy's getting me down.
By the way. I am rolling really hard. I saw Chris Lake. What a great late set. Charlie XCX, what a brat. Another great artist.
So you're really getting into the festival, Bernie.
I want to touch every lady that walks by, but I respect boundaries. Okay. And I'm not a misogynist.
Those
and by
pasties
the way,
are not for you, Bernie.
Above
They're not.
I can look. She's very attractive. Above and beyond. Wow. Wow.
Weird, but fantastic. Am I right?
I have to go. I'm an influencer, and I have to go do some TikToks.
Bernie, you going to any of the after parties in the campsite? Or did you go to any of them?
A guy that I met has some really good weed. Not the kind you get at the dispensary, by the way. This was grown.
Yeah.
Homegrown, but the crystals.
Organic.
It was organic for sure. And the white crystals were just dripping THC. Oh, they're beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good bud.
Oh, my God.
So you're having a good festival time.
Oh, yeah. I don't know where AOC went, but I'm sure she's having a blast as well.
That's given what happened in the last election, you got to wonder if the Dems are going to wake up at all. So given the last election where they lost more young people and minorities than they have lost before, usually they're a lock, And then the idea is, let's send a 90-year-old senator out on the stage at Coachella.
Everybody loves me.
That'll wake the kids up.
Wake up, you idiots. We have to take our country back.
Remember the 70s and the 80s when like all these young candidates were around?
Mm-hmm.
I guess
They're there now.
They're the same people.
Yeah.
I guess they're still there.
Yeah, they're still around. That's the thing.
Hey, we had a great time being here for 4 years.
Ah, man, I'm going to story about that Patty Murray. Where is she from? Washington State?
I believe she is Washington.
And like I didn't realize she got elected in 92. I thought she showed up in like 2000. Check me on that. But I think she got elected during the Year of the Woman, which was, I believe, 92. Like Patty Murray, like she's not even a figure that anybody will talk about in 10 years.
She's senator?
Yeah.
Wow. 74 years old.
I believe she's the one in tennis
Yeah,
shoes
you're
or
right.
something.
92.
92. I thought for sure she got in there like 2000, maybe, I don't know, 2004. Some kind of pushback against George W. Bush. I have no idea.
So only 33 years in the Senate, and she's accomplished a great deal.
Yes, she has. Well, there's that Murray bill.
Yeah.
I'm sure for her constituents, she's brought home the bacon. Isn't that what it's all about?
She has made Washington proud.
Here's the Go-Go's. Wait, you don't know who they are.
By the way, they got no respect. I watched a little bit of
None.
the Go-Go's. It's just, why do these bands even bother with these stupid... Look, the way Coachella is, they got to do the first week to do the second week. I get that the second week is better because the influencers are gone and blah, blah, blah.
Work out the kinks, too.
Work out the kinks. The Go-Go's have been playing live music since 1874. They don't need to work out the kinks. They just need an audience of people who might recognize a song or who they are. And it's a weird thing. The Brian May situation. Who's this guy's name? Benson Boone?
I think so.
Eric, you talked about Coachella a lot. Well, what the hell? That's what I saw this weekend. So this guy, he looks like Freddie Mercury. I'm not familiar with him until this weekend. He looks like Freddie Mercury.
He was up for new
He acts
artist.
like Freddie Mercury.
He was up for new artist of the year at the Grammys.
And so he brings out Brian May to almost no recognition.
No fanfare.
From the crowd. But here's the thing. I had to turn it off. Not because of the crowd, but because of this Benson Boone, who I don't know who he is. Maybe he's great. I don't know. I have no idea. But while Brian May walks out on stage and he's playing, this Benson Boone said, this would be a good time to jump into the crowd and start high-fiving everybody, and all the cameras follow him. If you had Brian May come out from Queen, shouldn't it be like, okay, I'm going to step aside here, spotlights. This guy's a legend. Even if you don't care for this, it'll be over in 4 minutes, and we'll move on back to the show. Isn't that the way it's supposed to be?
Maybe Brian was supposed to jump out in the crowd, too.
Yeah.
He missed the cue.
He's 133 years old. Yeah. But so I had to turn it away, and then I saw that guy, then he ended up saying, hey, the crowd should have respected him more. But the part that I saw, when Brian May comes out on stage, this guy jumps into the crowd, the cameras follow him. I'm assuming the crowd is seeing on the screens exactly what we're seeing. So the idea of him being in the crowd high-fiving is the big, like, what, you invited this guy out here and then you, like, one-upped him? The moment he walks out on stage? I just didn't.
It's Benson Boone's time, Eric.
Apparently it is.
Sit down, Brian.
It's time for Brian to sit down. But you know what? You don't have to invite him. He didn't force his way on the stage. So this is to get to a point where this is old man shaking fists at the clouds. All I can tell you is that when I was 10 years old and I liked the things that I liked, or when I was 15 or 17, but I want to go back to when I was 10 because that's 1974. I knew who the hell Frank Sinatra was. I could sing 2 or 3 songs by myself, or I could hum along to a bunch more. Now, why? I was 10 years old in 1974. Frank Sinatra was in his 50s. No connection whatsoever. Yet, it wasn't like if Frank Sinatra walked out on stage in the middle of a Rolling Stones show, I go, who's that old guy? So we've lost something. I don't know what it is. But we have lost something.
Well, the world was smaller also.
Okay, and 3 channels, I know. And
influencer culture is so inward thinking, too.
And everything's disposable.
Yeah.
How hard is it to be interested in things that came before you? We are now at the point, generationally, this is the thing I think about with Brian May. Things are moving so fast. Trends are moving so fast that the bump that Queen got from the biopic, like a new generation has come along now that, we don't know about that.
Oh, yeah,
It's like, what was that, 6 years ago? Oh, heck, I was only 15. I'm 21 now. I'm here to party. I was like, It is. I'm not smart enough to be able to diagnose exactly what it is or come up with a prescription for it. But I can feel it. We're getting dumber as a people. I guess thinner, like not as many levels to our personality or something. Our intelligence, maybe people's personalities are every bit as nuanced and wonderful and awful as they've always been. But it's just, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense that someone's not aware of a pop star from 10 years ago. I'm not talking about Brian May in this situation. 12 years ago. 14 years ago. It's just insane to me. And it just shows, and I'm going to go off here on one of my little things here, but what I'm going to say is that it's got to be the scrolling stuff. It's got to be the short attention spans. We're creating a generation of just like, what's next? 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 And meanwhile, it's like there's no sense in even enjoying anything anymore because once it's gone, you're just going to say, what's next?
Even during the Charlie XCX show, when I turned that on, I was thinking about you, believe it or not, Eric, because I was watching it, and I'm like, Eric would be having a field day with this.
Were your clothes on?
They were so... Yes, my clothes were on this time. This time.
I'm open-minded. It's fine. I just wanted to know.
The second she took the stage, there were... again, the camera angle probably captures only the front 20% of the crowd, right? But of that 20% of the crowd, about 90% of them had their phones out.
Yes.
And I'm like,
You're at a live event.
It's like, and for me, like, I'll pull my phone out and capture some parts of a concert, but for the most part, the phone is in my pocket. I'm trying to be in the moment.
First of all, you are never, ever going to go back and look at that.
No.
If you're not part of some network that puts these things together so people can watch stuff on YouTube when they don't go to the show, if you're not one of these people, I promise you, you will maybe once, possibly twice, and then you're going to find out, oh, they released a Blu-ray of the whole show.
You could take pictures of that while you're watching.
Yeah, that's true.
That would be hilarious. Sitting on your couch, taking screenshots, not screenshots, but taking photos of the Blu-ray of Coachella.
That's why jumping over
Where's the Far Side guy? Is he still around? That's the kind of thing I want to see in a panel.
That's why I really appreciated, I think it's the KSAR stage. That one was more like where Tiesto and some of the more electronic bands were playing, and so many less phones, more people in the moment.
Yeah, because they're all high.
The Coachella
That's
main
all right.
stage, though, was just like,
if that's what it
nothing but
takes.
phones.
Listen, if your pupils have to be dilated in order for you to put down your phone, then
Hey,
I say just do it.
I was sitting on my couch at home, and Barry can't swim. I was jamming out on my couch at home.
Barry can't swim. Great guy.
Oh, yeah.
Can't swim.
Yeah, Bernie loved it too. Well, hello, Alex. Say hello to Alex. He's watching Better News on 285 in Clarkston.
Hey, good Monday afternoon, Eric. Yeah, we had a stall 285 southbound, the inner loop right around East Ponce exit 40. Hero got it off to the right. Now it looks like police holding that right lane. Not sure why they're doing that, but it's adding to the delays. Back up on to 285 east and southbound, the inner loop coming out of Doraville. 285 westbound, the outer loop on the north side. You're seeing the brake lights from Ashford Dunwoody Road over to Roswell Road. Then a little sluggish passing Truist Park as you leave I-75 down toward Hollowell Parkway, where we got an earlier stall off to the right. Been watching a few trouble spots on I-20, Andrew Seco.
That we have. You're slow leaving the mall of Stonecrest. Got a trouble spot in the right lane here, 20 westbound at Panola Road. That's exit 71. Seeing the brake lights all the way back towards Evans Mill Road. And we're about to phone the DOT to get some info on this. Might have something jamming you up. Heading towards Lithia Springs. Seeing the brakes, 20 westbound near Riverside Parkway, exit 46. This report sponsored by Lear Capital. Our financial system is cracking under pressure and your retirement is at risk. Take control now. Lear Capital is offering a free Sky High Silver report and precious metals IRA guide at betternestegg.com. Don't leave your future to chance. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Topical.
I feel for you if you've been working from home.
Local.
They're suing the landlord. The lawsuit filed in Cobb County Superior
Getting
Oh,
Court.
you through your
It's
morning.
good stuff for this show. It's good stuff for the radio station.
Mark Arrow.
That's about all I ask.
Mark Arrow.
Tomorrow at 9 a.m.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
The Lloyd Advisory Group has a question for you. Is your retirement inflation-proof? Here's what we mean. In retirement, chances are you're on a fixed income with unpredictable expenses. So how do you not run out of money when the cost of just about everything continues to go up? you inflation-proof it. Financial advisor Mark Lloyd and the team at Lloyd Advisory Group can show you ways to help fight inflation so it doesn't outpace your income. Call us today at 770-766-5611. Inflation could take a huge chunk out of your retirement savings, but it doesn't have to. With some simple planning, inflation can go from being a major disruption to a minor annoyance. Call Mark Lloyd and the team at Lloyd Advisory Group now to start inflation-proofing your retirement today. 770-766-5611. That's 770-766-5611. Insurance products and services are offered through the Lloyd Advisory Group. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
When insurance companies play games, the strong arm wins. Hey, it's Smilin' Mark McKay for John Foy & Associates. If you've been injured in a wreck, don't try to take on the insurance companies alone. They'll toy with you and try to pay you the least amount possible. John Foy has an experienced and winning team that knows how to beat them at their own game. A simple call to the strong arm can get you the money you're entitled to. Pay nothing up front and get your free case evaluation at johnfoy.com.
Avoid the stress of preparing to sell your home. With a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate, you can skip the hassle of spring cleaning and sell your home for maximum value. Hi, this is Mark Spain, and our offers are the strongest in the industry. With a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate, you can sell your home stress-free, make the most money, and move when you're ready. There are no showings, no open houses, and no stress. Trust the top real estate team in the U.S. and find out what your guaranteed offer would be. There's no obligation. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. That's markspain.com and start packing.
Hope. It's more than a word. It's a breakthrough in the making. At City of Hope, we're pushing the boundaries of science, targeting cancer at the molecular level, with teams of experts working together to personalize a treatment plan right down to your DNA with unprecedented speed, making every second count, with appointments in as little as 24 hours. City of Hope, advancing cancer care at life-saving speed. Learn more at cityofhope.org.
Rhino Shield is better than paint because it will keep your home beautiful, and it's backed by a 25-year transferable warranty.
Get a free estimate at rhinoshieldga.com.
Don't paint, don't vinyl, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Hey y'all, Belinda Skelton for Four Seasons Home Care, and I'm not going to cry in this commercial, I hope. As many of you know, I lost both my parents recently, but I am so thankful they were able to finish their lives at home where they wanted to be. It's all because of the incredible caregivers who came to see them every day. I am so grateful to Four Seasons Home Care. This is a real family-owned company that vets and hires every single one of their caregiving specialists. They don't have contractors. They're not some national corporation. They are simply the best here in Georgia. And a lot of you have asked me about my journey and if home care is right for your aging parents. I'll tell you what I tell them. Call Four Seasons Home Care and just start the conversation. It's a 100% free call that can change everything. Google Four Seasons Home Care Atlanta. That's Four Seasons Home Care Atlanta.
Wall cracks, window stuck, could be a foundation problem. Mark Beckham with Atlanta Ramjack, and our estimators are thoroughly trained to get you the proper evaluation for your home. Schedule your free assessment with the foundation repair experts at atlantaramjack.com.
That president of El Salvador in the White House today, he looks like a Tate brother. Doesn't he look like is that Andrew Tate or one of these guys?
You think he's a bro?
Well, NPR, the headline was, "The world's coolest dictator heads to the White House."
He was elected, I mean.
That's what he called himself once.
Okay.
I found him to be less than impressive once he started speaking in the Oval Office. I felt like Andrew Tate might have had a little something more to say. I don't know. But
not sending that Maryland guy back home either.
What?
He's not sending the Maryland guy
Well, that's
back.
another thing. I mean,
wild.
This guy got sent to El Salvador, and they've admitted that it was a clerical error, that he shouldn't have been sent there. Now, he applied for asylum. I think it was rejected, but he had this little thing. So the idea was there's a gang back in El Salvador that will cause him harm if he goes back to El Salvador. And that's why he was here with a visa. And now, so he's accidentally sent over there, whatever, clerical error. And now both sides are saying, we don't know. How are we going to get him back? The El Salvador guy's like, what am I going to do? I'm going to sneak him back into the country? I don't know. How do they do hostages? I don't know. You get on the phone. You figure it out.
Trump's right there, too, just smiling
Yeah,
like the
you
whole
figure
time.
it out.
My hands are tied.
Now, here's the other side of it. The other side of it is, who is this guy? Again, I went through this with somebody else just went through this. We don't know. So if our government says, well, we can't send him back to El Salvador because a gang is going to kill him or harm him. Now, okay, I don't want to send somebody back to that. Now, but here's the question. What's the reason? Is it simply because he's in a competing rival gang? Is it? I don't know. Is it because he's a neighborhood organizer and he got a neighborhood to stand up against the gangs and try to clean up his neighborhood? That's a whole different thing. If he's that guy, it's a whole different thing. But right now, you don't know and I don't know. I don't know who this person is. But what I do know is that we've admitted that we weren't supposed to send him out of the country. Seems like a no-brainer to say, okay, well, he may very well end up in El Salvador in the end, but we got to go through, kind of do this thing.
It's due process, yeah.
There's a whole lot of people are willing to kind of let go of due process. And I have to look at myself in the mirror and think, well, if I found out the only reason one gang's going to kill him is because he's in a rival gang and he killed their leader 5 years ago or something. I hate to admit that due process becomes a little hazier in those kind of situations, but that's the reason why you can't do that. It ends up being subjective. We're a nation of laws, not men, we used to say. Now I guess we'd say we're a nation of laws, not people.
Right. So much better.
So it's for muscle memory, people. That's why you do it. You do it for muscle memory. You do it, and then the person ends up going to jail or back to their home country. But you do it for muscle memory. And here's another reason you do it. And it's a pretty simple, easy one. Because you would hope to hell that's what happened if you were in this situation. And that's the societal compact with a little something called the Constitution. Alex Williams says it's slow through downtown.
Yeah, watching the Monday brake lights already in full force, starting southbound at the 85-400 merge, 75 south, hitting the brakes just before Howell Mill with the volume continuing 75-85 southbound to I-20. Northbound slows University Avenue up into Midtown, heads up on the south side. Just found a crash on Highway 138, Jonesboro Road, right at I-85. That's going to slow that ramp coming off of 85 south. If you want to avoid it all, you can exit off as Flat Shoals there as an alternate. Been watching a few trouble spots in DeKalb County as well, Andrew Seco.
That we have as we head on the inner loop through Scottsdale. Clarkston, we see trouble in the right lane. PD just cannot figure out if they want to stay or go from that right lane. Right now it's blocked. 285 south right at Ponce de Leon Avenue. That's exit 40. Slow all the way back into Doraville. And on the west side of things, the volume making it a little bit tough. 285 north and south. You are slow from I-75 all the way down towards I-20. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Stop paying for expensive heating and air repairs or home warranties. Get a reliable protection plan for just $14.99 a month and enjoy 100% parts and labor coverage on any age, system, make, or model. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
April showers bring May flowers, but they may also lead to water inside your home. Dave Baker here for Findlay Roofing. The roof guys. Rain means trouble for your roof, and when it does, think of Findlay first. The perfect match for any roofing issue. And with Findlay, manners matter. They'll treat your home like it's their own with 5-star exceptional service. Plus, Findlay offers upfront pricing, 0% financing, and a free roof analysis. FindlayRoofing.com. Roof.
When my grandfather, Jim Ellis, started our business in 1971, he knew it would be difficult to please every customer. However, that didn't stop him from trying. Hi, I'm Stacy Ellis, Vice President of the Jim Ellis Automotive Group. For over 50 years, we've built our reputation on honesty, effort, and doing what's best for our customers. That means transparent pricing and a commitment to making your car buying experience quick, easy, and convenient. We work hard to help you find the right car at the right price with a shopping experience designed around you, whether you shop in person or online at jimellis.com. Are we perfect? No. Sometimes things don't go as smoothly as we hope. Maybe there's a miscommunication or an unforeseen hiccup. We get it. When that happens, we don't make excuses, we work to make it right. That's why last year we earned nearly 14,000 positive reviews from customers who trust us to do the right thing. When you're ready for your next vehicle, trust the name that's been doing right by customers for more than 50 years. Jim Ellis Automotive, where you can always expect the best.
This is Scott Slade. Let's talk about how to improve your chances of living a longer, healthier life. For me, it's preventive medicine. My doctor saw one funky number in my lab work that eventually led to a diagnosis early enough so I still had options. You just got to have a medical professional looking at you every so often, especially when we're talking about heart disease, the nation's #1 killer. And that's where virtual imaging comes in. They've got the best CT imaging in the Southeast with 98% accuracy and low radiation, like flying in an airplane. They can detect calcium levels in your arteries and most cancers at the earliest stage. And virtual imaging can scan your brain to see if you're in danger of a tumor, stroke, or even dementia. So don't put this off, especially with this offer from virtual imaging. For a limited time, they're offering you and your spouse a free heart scan. Yes, free with a few minimum requirements. I've done it. Call 404-678-SCAN. That's 404-678-SCAN. Or make an appointment by visiting their website at virtualimagingatl.com.
It's Diamond Month at D. Geller & Son Jewelers, and that means this month, buying diamonds comes with even more diamonds. All through the month of April, when you spend $9.95 or more, you'll receive a pair of gorgeous hand-matched diamond studs absolutely free. At $9.95, you get a quarter-carat pair of studs for free. $24.95, we'll give you half-carat studs. And at $99.95, you're going home with a full-carat pair of studs on us. All April long in Kennesaw, Sandy Springs, and online at dgeller.com.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
It's 4:30. I'm Veronica Waters. The news this half hour is brought to you by D. Geller & Son Jewelers. WSB's top local story, a handful of Georgia college students are now part of a lawsuit over what they say was the illegal termination of their visas.
The court filing asks a federal judge to grant a temporary restraining order so the students can continue their educations. The lawsuit claims the students had their status revoked without any opportunity for appeal. 17 students from around the country are part of the suit filed by Atlanta immigration attorney Charles Cook. The 5 Georgia students are from UGA, Georgia Tech, Emory, and Kennesaw State universities. It's unclear exactly how many international students lost their status in Georgia. Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
An employee of the Georgia Public Safety Training Center is under arrest, accused of child molestation and aggravated battery. Samuel Ray Ham in Walton County is also now out of his job. The ex-husband of Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, Perry Greene, agrees to a $75,000 settlement for harassing 3 Muslim women who are praying at an Avalon in Alpharetta. One of them, Nisreen, says money is not the priority here. Safety is.
Clearly, he saw us as an easy target. 3 young women who are praying out of everyone's way.
Greene privately and publicly apologized and attended services at the Women's Johns Creek Mosque. The women saying they hope this is a learning experience and they believe Greene's apology is sincere. The White House defends its decision to deport a man from Maryland mistakenly taken to a prison in El Salvador. Attorney General Pam Bondi says there's evidence the man is a gang member.
He was illegally in our country. He had been illegally in our country. And in 2019, 2 courts, an immigration court and an appellate immigration court, ruled that he was a member of MS-13 and he was illegally in our country.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio adds the person in question is a citizen of El Salvador and in the U.S. illegally and was simply, quote unquote, sent back to his country of origin. Tomorrow, U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi will be here in Atlanta. She will hold a press conference with other federal partners regarding what they call major developments in 2 investigations. A 24-year-old Lilburn man is charged with threatening the director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard. The DOJ accuses Ali Akbar Amin of threatening the director, saying, quote, "You and your family are going to die soon," as well as, "I will personally do the job if necessary." We now know the charges have been confirmed. He's facing a count of transmitting interstate threats. Cobb Landmarks and Historical Society is partnering with the University of West Georgia, South Downtown Atlanta, Marietta, Roswell, and Cobb Parks. Why this big leadership to join? They want to determine when some of the metro area's oldest buildings were actually constructed, and they're using a very different method.
The group project will use dendrochronology, or counting tree rings, to try to find the real dates of some buildings, which Trevor Beeman of Cobb Landmark says often hide beneath facades.
You get into the basements, the crawl spaces, and things like that. And then you're starting to get into
spaces that were constructed in the 1860s, 1870s. I mean, these are very early buildings for Atlanta.
Beeman says this has not been done on a large scale in Metro Atlanta. They'll first try the method on the richest building downtown and Brumby and Mimosa Halls. Lisa Nicholas, 95.5 WSB.
An earthquake hits near San Diego just after 10 a.m. local time.
The earthquake struck at 10:08 a.m. Its epicenter northeast of San Diego near the town of Ramona. Mayor Tim Connolly says he and about 20 other people felt it inside a gym.
We all moved to the center of the room and assured each other that we were okay, but none of us knew how long it was going to last or if that was the worst that we'd already seen or the beginning.
He says a smaller quake was felt just the day before. As for damage in this one,
there are multiple broken windows in San Diego Country Estates. That's about 3 miles from me.
Matt Piper, CBS News.
Stocks rally worldwide after President Trump relaxes some of his tariffs, and as stress seems to be easing within the U.S. bond market, tech stocks bounced as smartphones, computers, and other electronics were exempted from reciprocal tariffs. Ford and GM also had a bit of a bump after Trump said pauses for auto tariffs could be next. At the closing bell, the Dow Jones Industrial Average gained 312 points to 40,524. The S&P 500 rose 42 to 5405, and the Nasdaq climbed 107 points to 16,831. Live team coverage of traffic and weather now begins at 4:34 with WSB Triple Team Traffic kicked off with Alex Williams.
Checking that ride to the northern suburbs, 85 northbound. The volume is filling in from 285 Spaghetti Junction for the ride up into Norcross. Then you find some more brake lights in around Old Peachtree Road for the ride up into Swanee, approaching 985, 400 northbound. You're seeing the slowdown in Sandy Springs from 285 up to the North Springs MARTA station, 75 northbound in Cobb County. Some moderate volume out of Marietta up into Kennesaw. Been watching some trouble south of town on the south side, Andrew Seco.
That we have as we head down to Union City, seeing that crash block in Jonesboro Road right at I-85 at that connecting point here. Seeing delays either direction as well as on the merge from 85 to Jonesboro. You may just want to use Flat Shoals Road to get in and out of the area through here. I-75 through Clayton-Henry County working just fine with a little bit of a volume pocket heading from McDonough up to Stockbridge. From the Cool Air Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upward. Sunny skies today, high 82. A cold front passing by for tomorrow morning. So tomorrow afternoon, breezy and rather cool. Highs in the upper 60s, low 70s. Wednesday, mostly sunny. Morning lows in the 40s. Daytime highs in the low 70s.
Right now, it's 84 degrees at 4:35. More news at 5 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Veronica Waters, 95.5 WSB.
Hey, this is Belinda for the board-certified plastic surgeons at Marietta Plastic Surgery. The plastic surgeons and estheticians at Marietta Plastic Surgery have been taking care of my needs for years. Doctors West, McNeil, Hannah, and Biswas have served Atlanta for over 25 years, providing both surgical and non-surgical treatments. They're recognized for their commitment to patient care and satisfaction, and were featured in the Atlantan magazine list of top doctors. The temperature's starting to rise, and summer's just around the corner. Are you ready for the pool, lake, or beach? Whether you're considering enhancements for your face, body, or breast, their experts are here to guide you. Marietta Plastic Surgery offers a range of med spa treatments which provide youthful, glowing skin, including Botox and fillers, microneedling, Diamond Glow, hydrofacials, and Morpheus 8. Contact them today for a consultation. Visit MariettaPlasticSurgery.com.
It's essential, complicated, and if it breaks, you could have a disgusting mess. Hi, I'm Shannon, owner of Scorpion Septic, and the experts you hear on the Home Fix-It Show. Slow drains, gurgling sounds, or pooling water and odors in the yard? Don't ignore these symptoms. Call us today.
Take the sting out of septic service with Scorpion Septic, where there is never a pump-out charge with your repair. Call for more information.
ScorpionSepticServices.com. Motorcycle riders are a different breed and they need a different type of attorney. SteelHorseLaw.com.
Cancer upends your life. We're doing all we can to change that. At Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University, we're reimagining the care experience to ease the burden of cancer. With experts in your cancer and the research, trials, and treatments you can only get here. All so you can focus on what matters most, the best chance of living a full life. Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University. Cancer care designed around you and your life. EmoryHealthcare.org/Winship.
All right, let's get caught up on a few things. We have been on for over an hour and a half. I mentioned earlier that I thought I had figured it out. As soon as I looked up at the television screen and I saw Lauren Sanchez. Lauren, is that it? Lauren Sanchez.
Yeah, Lauren Sanchez.
Jeff Bezos they're getting married this year, I think. It's going to cost $900,000 billion trillion gazillion dollars because why not? She's worth it. She's a very special, special girl.
Woman.
Girl. So she, this is an editorial about a specific person. So as soon as I looked up and I saw that she was speaking at a press conference after the Amazon Hitachi wand came back down from space with the all-female crew or passengers, however you want to look at it. After it was over, naturally, they have a press conference with the female crew or passengers, however you want to look at it. And when I saw her on CNN, it immediately came, this is exactly why this was all done. You invite Gayle King, Katy Perry, the other, and you put your girlfriend in there. And now your girlfriend is part of this so-called history. And it's all a plan. I can feel this now. It's a way to legitimize her. Let's get her out there. She's a thoughtful person. She has skills. My God, if Meghan Markle can still keep robbing Netflix of more and more money, there's no reason that I shouldn't be able to build a platform and then give a show on my streamer to this very famous Lauren Sanchez.
Watch out, Amazon Prime. Here comes the Lauren Sanchez special.
And so George Clark got a little bit of the audio. You have it there? And he says this will prove exactly everything you were just saying.
We got to see the moon, and it was in complete and utter darkness.
Wow.
And then you look back at Earth, and it's like this beautiful jewel. It was quiet. It felt like it was breathing. It was
You're up there for 3 minutes.
Alive. And that's kind of what I felt, just this aliveness of Earth. We got to see.
Really?
Yeah, so that's kind of your initial taste.
Yes. Of you know what? I want to know more because this isn't just somebody describing something. This is through the eyes of Lauren Sanchez.
We have one planet, because out there, it's dark.
Oh, boy.
It is. William Shatner even said this when he went to space, and now I understand what he was talking about. It's like death.
We hang with each other.
And I don't know, it just made me want to.
Oh, goodness gracious. You were up there for 3 minutes.
It was just so
I mean, it was just, I know, but it was only 3 minutes, and you had Gayle King and Katy Perry.
But if you think about it,
left shark, right shark, you got a whole thing going.
3 minutes? That's like 120 seconds.
I know it is. I know it is.
Really, if you think about it, it's just.
Oh,
it's
no.
just really
Don't cry. Don't cry.
Oh,
Please
no.
don't cry.
Because
Please.
it was like a jewel
I know.
that my husband could buy for me. You know? And it just made me, it was like breathing. And
Oh, that's what it was. So hold on. You went out there and you saw something for the first time since you've been a couple that your husband cannot purchase for you.
Well,
the universe.
Seems, we don't know.
Yeah, let's not give
So
up.
far, he's purchased it in a way, if you think
In a way,
about it.
yes, he has.
By the way, I mean, your wedding, it looks like it's 3 dates, June
Oh,
24th.
this is
Gosh,
ridiculous.
it's just
June 24th.
it's so tough because there's so many plans.
These are
and
the worst people
royalty
alive.
and
The worst
celebrity that are
people
coming.
alive.
And
Getting married in Venice, Italy on Jeff Bezos' super yacht.
it's just really tough, because
on the super
with
yacht,
all the
of course.
security
Yeah.
and there's just so much going into.
I was,
something like that.
I
It's not just a simple girl from Iowa.
I went to space once, and you know what I saw from space? Your husband's super yacht.
I love that.
And it
yacht.
made
you know
me
what the
think.
problem is, though?
Yeah.
Really low water pressure.
Yeah, the showers are nothing to
and then
write
the
home
caviar
about.
refrigerator is just not quite the right temperature.
I like this. We're getting to the real Lauren Sanchez. What you're saying is your life is not perfect by any
Oh,
means.
it's pretty tough.
It was pretty tough when she was
the amount. What?
Sorry, Lauren.
Excuse me. Gosh,
I'm sorry.
It's hard to find good help. I mean, I should know the amount of maids I've been through in the last 12 months.
You and I are we're syncopated on this.
I mean, she was dating
Q1
Tony
has been
Gonzalez
pretty
at one
tough.
point, which I mean, that was like the lowest of the low there for her.
Tony Gonzalez is is a multi-million
I know,
dollar Hall of Fame football player.
Jeff Bezos, though, not even close in money, though.
Look, anytime you end up with like the second or third richest person alive, no one else is going to compare.
It adds a couple inches every billion.
I do wonder if she does think like, well, he's got more money, but like Gonzalez had the...
He had the body. He's a man, virile.
Ultimately, let's ask Autumn. She's a woman, or at least...
Hi, that's me.
Yes.
I'm a woman.
Ultimately, what's more important? Money or a great body? And there's nothing in between. There's nothing in between. So you could have a person, let's say everything else is the same, as nice as each other, blah, blah, blah. But one, it's really about the bucks. He's made the money, one of the richest people alive. And the other one, it's got a great body, but doesn't quite have the bank account. So, wait.
But do I love them both exactly
You love
the
them
same?
both. They're basically the same person. The only difference is this. But you can only pick one.
God, it's like Sophie's Choice.
No, it's not, because you would go with the one with the better body. I just want you to say it.
No, why would I say that?
Well, women are different.
Yeah,
Maybe
we're
I
different.
don't. But I mean, if you had that, they're both the same person. Why wouldn't you go for the upgrade? Just because you want money.
Yeah.
Well, in this one, Tony Gonzalez is a multimillionaire with Hall of Fame.
Tony Gonzalez?
He's a football player. He played for the Kansas City Chiefs as a tight end most of his career, and he also came to the Falcons and was in the Super Bowl. Almost won it.
It's tough because when you have somebody that's worked on their physicality so much that they probably haven't worked on some other things, right? And so even if you love them very much, there are going to be some things that are lacking because
Like the
they've
bank
only
account.
focused.
Like the bank account.
Well, I guess
Gonzalez
And
is
it's
on
like,
TV, so he knows how to present.
Oh, I don't really care about the body. I mean, I like a milkshake. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, really? You like sloppy bodies, man? You
No,
are what
not
makes this world go.
sloppy.
No,
Not
I'm,
unhealthy.
Thank you.
Sloppy implies
I'm
unhealthy.
I'm saying thank you for all men who are just trying their best in this world. It's nice
Do you
to
remember
know.
when I dated Tim Andrews?
I do, and he was large.
I forgot.
He was large back then.
Autumn likes a little
well.
jiggle.
She likes a little jiggle in her wiggle.
Yeah.
That's right. A thicker milkshake.
Really?
I
That's
can't suck
interesting.
through that straw. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you want it to feel like you're pulling caps out of your teeth.
My
Try
boyfriend
to
lost some weight, and I'm like, come on, man, let's
start eating.
get going.
Really? So you like fatties?
No, not fatties.
Dad bods.
I like a man.
A lived-in body.
Oh, yes.
So that's the best way to put it. It's like you don't like to walk into mansions. You like to walk into, because that would be a home.
cozy home.
You like to walk into a cottage.
A double wide.
Yes.
A nice double wide.
Modular, no basement.
Young Iggy Pop.
Yeah.
No.
With his
Stop
bedroom.
making it worse.
I just happen to know that he grew up in a double wide. In Detroit, of all places. Alex Williams says there's a crash on 285 in DeKalb.
Yeah, right in the same spot where we had an earlier stall. They got that off to the right, but police are holding the right lane with a crash. 285 southbound, the inner loop at East Ponce, exit 40, and that is just adding to the brake lights as you try to leave I-85 Spaghetti Junction. On 285 east and southbound, or eastbound, the inner loop before that, the volume's starting to pick up from 400 for the ride over into Dorville. Westbound delays out of Dunwoody into Sandy Springs. Then seeing some brake lights in both directions, 285 north and southbound on the west side, inner and outer loop. No need for an alternate, just the volume between I-20 and I-75 in the Truist Park region. Watching the ride through downtown Atlanta, it's Andrew Seco.
And we're still looking really slow with that volume north and south on the connector. 75-85 northbound, the brake lights catch you at University Avenue all the way up towards 17th Street. Southbound, starting just south of 400 on 85 proper. And look out for trouble in the right lane. PD blocking that lane again with earlier trouble. 400 southbound approaching Lenox Road at exit 2. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
On air, online, on the app, where you get your news is where you'll win. Are you serious? Download the WSB radio app now and maybe win $1,000. OMG! The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz. 5 words, 5 times a day, every weekday. Oh my God, you made my day! Just enter the word at WSBradio.com or on the WSB radio app. The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz begins Monday, April 21st on 95.5 WSB.
It's the active season here in the ATL. Are you going to be active or inactive because of chronic joint pain? Hey, it's Mark Aaron back from my pals at QC Kinetics. I want you to know something. The medical pros at QC Kinetics right here in Atlanta are on the case and focused to finally get you the relief you need. With QC Kinetics, the science solid. They give you your life back without surgery, without drugs, and without any downtime. Get out and be active this summer. Golfing, swimming, tennis. Heck, pickleball seems to be picking up speed. Get out there and be active. Don't let your chronic joint pain hold you back. Curious if you'd be a candidate for these treatments? No problem. Consultation totally free, and they're happy to take a look and see if they can help you finally get relief. Call now and find out how easy it is to get back to enjoying life without chronic joint pain. Now, the best time to get started. Call QC Kinetics now, 770-285-8026. That's 770-285-8026 for QC Kinetics.
At CertaPro Painters, we know that a happy place comes in many colors, like ones that inspire a sense of wonder, or a new flavor that makes life just a little bit sweeter, or one to celebrate those moments that lift you to new heights. We can reawaken any space to make your happy place your home. CertaPro Painters. That's painting happy. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Contractor license and registration information is available at CertaPro.com.
Hey, it's Scott Slade with another big update from my friends at Myland. They've got a new mortgage available to those of you who own a rental home or investment property. This loan allows you to qualify based on the cash flow of the property. And that means you don't need to provide your income or employment like a traditional mortgage. It's special programs and industry knowledge like this that keep me talking about the abilities of my friends at Myland. Whether you're looking to buy a new home, refinance to lower your payment, or need to see how you can access the equity in your home to pay off other debts, do yourself a favor. Call my friends at Myland. Countless 5-star reviews and testimonials from homeowners just like you. Myland's been a top mortgage lender in Atlanta and a friend of mine for decades. Give Myland a call today. 770-817-2000. That's 770-817-2000. Online, it's myland.com. Spell it M-I-L-E-N-D. NMLS in Georgia residential mortgage licensee 148769. Located at 8995 West Side Parkway, Alpharetta, Georgia 30009. Myland is an equal housing lender.
David is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Nice to meet you. My name is David. I've been a pharmacist for 44 years, and I'm from Flowery Branch, Georgia. When I first started taking Prevagen, I noticed stuff just seemed to come together and fit like a jigsaw puzzle. When I have customers come in, I recommend Prevagen. Number one, because it's safe and effective, does not require a prescription, and I've been taking it quite a while myself, and I know it works. I wouldn't recommend something like Prevagen if I didn't think it was worth it because it works so good for me. And I love it when the customers come back in and tell me, David, that really works so good. It makes my day.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
Gardeners are anticipating the warmer weather, and so are my friends at Ragsdale. Right now, get up to $1,700 off a brand new Carrier home comfort system and enjoy Ragsdale's own trusted 15-year parts and labor warranty. I say my friends at Ragsdale because they really are. My family's trusted them for years. For a new furnace, plumbing problems, or blown-in insulation, they're always on time and work with my busy schedule. Learn why they have a 4.9 Google rating. Start by visiting RagsdaleAir.com. Ragsdale, the name I know you can trust.
What an honest post-space flight press conference. Katy Perry would not stop farting. That is a small capsule. That was the worst 20 minutes of my life.
10.
Well, you got to the whole preparation. Yeah. You got to get in there. You got
to ride the car over
there.
So,
yeah,
take
you got to walk up the steps.
Yeah.
No, they made Shatner walk up the steps.
Oh, did they really?
Did the ladies get an elevator?
I thought they did. I'll have to double check.
Now, on CNN right now, they're saying that this is some sort of threat to Elon Musk's SpaceX.
Oh, yeah, it's very threatening.
I mean, yeah, because like if you get, can this thing, this flying vibrator, could it go to the International Space Station and bring crew members home?
Gail King's going tomorrow. She's going to go get the
Gail
rest
King's going to get the rest of them?
Oh, no, she said she wouldn't go on a Nazi rocket.
Oh, is that what? Yeah, she probably wouldn't want to get on the Elon rocket.
No.
But, so, not to be a fanboy, which I'm not necessarily, but to get in one of your rockets, you got to be ready to go to work, right? These are people
Oh,
going
yes.
to work.
Yes,
I mean,
if
there might
you're
be like one rich
Yes.
guy hanging out, but the rest of them
We have
to go to
men
work.
and women on the crew, and and if you have, if you have a crew member, they're actually doing things.
This thing would be cool to be on, but it's not that crazy.
It's a
You
bus.
it's a bus. You barely get into space. You cross over that line. That's cool, right? The death line that Shatner talked about. Is this what death is like?
It's like you're on 95 and you pass New York and you say, "Oh, it's in New York."
Yeah.
It's not the same.
Is this what death is like?
Oh,
But you go up there, and you're there for like 3 minutes, and you come right back down.
It's like the acrophobia of space travel. You know,
Yeah,
Six
nobody
Flags,
goes out.
That's the one where you go all the way to the top, you spin for a second, and then it drops you.
Straight down. Right. Oh, you're saying it's just basically a Six Flags ride?
Yeah, you just go up to
It's
space.
a great one.
I'd do it.
I wouldn't get in it.
You wouldn't do it?
I wouldn't get in it.
I think I'd do it now.
There's a few ways that I would get in it, but every one of those ways to get me inside of that thing involves threats to my family and loved ones. Other than that, there's not a chance that I would get inside of that thing. One of them's going to blow. Come on, do we know this?
Well, Musk's blow up all the time.
Well, he's really building this. Like you said, it's half a
Flags ride.
bus, half a Six Flags ride, but it's a very dangerous Six Flags ride.
But they're really making a huge deal out of it, and really, it's nothing.
It's not the first all-female crew because they're not a crew. I mean, I don't know. I guess I sound like this guy
They're
on
not.
talk
They're not a crew.
radio.
It doesn't make sense. It's just
Yeah.
like what you talked about, where they're you pilot or you were a crew member of the flight to Spain.
Right. I was sitting on my butt.
Maybe they had like a fake joystick in there that was like pretend.
Oh, made him pretend?
Yeah, it's like, ooh, look,
Oh,
Katy
like
Perry's
the,
driving
like
it.
the
Like the-
game system.
The submersible?
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. If I'm walking into that rocket and I see one of those, I'm gone. I'm out of here.
That's a PlayStation 5 controller. Here you go.
I don't see any reason to do it.
Nintendo Switch.
What is the reason to do it?
If you orbited it, might be worth it.
Well, I don't
For
know.
an
Even any of
experience,
it.
I guess.
I
when
think the
you're
experience
offered.
would be cool, but it's too much danger.
Can I pull my phone out when I get up there?
Yeah. Please do.
I wonder
You
if
look
they're
around the
allowed.
capsule, everybody's got their phones out. I guarantee you.
You wouldn't want a selfie with the Earth behind you?
Not if everybody else is getting one.
Well, 5 people.
Turn it around. I want Mars behind me.
Okay. Well, if you ride on mine, you actually have that someday.
Yeah, you're full of beans,
And we go
Elon
there.
Musk.
We're going to go there, yes.
We're going to go there, but let me tell you something that is true, and somebody ought to tell everyone this. No one listening to my voice is going to be alive seeing civilizations on Mars. Some people, including myself, who knows, might see a person step on Mars and come back. Maybe. Stop buying the hype. It's ridiculous. You want to die of cancer? Go to Mars. Oh, you want to give this stuff away?
Yeah, let's be generous. Be nice.
Let's be generous to people. It's tough.
We're celebrating women in space.
With these tariffs? Yeah. Let's give some stuff away. 2 advanced screening tickets to see The Accountant 2 on Tuesday, April 22nd at Regal Atlantic Station. Be caller number 10 to 404-872-0750. The Accountant 2 comes out in theaters on April 25th.
Right now, we got some better news for the commuters out of Sandy Springs into Buckhead. The crash is totally cleared. 400 southbound before Lennox Road exit 2. Still slow from 285, but that will improve. Northbound, you're on the brakes, leaving 285 on 400 north in Sandy Springs up to Northridge. 75 north in Cobb County. Seen a few brake lights, but not awful. From Delk Road up to Chastain Road in Kennesaw. Slowest part of 85 northbound is out of DeKalb into Norcross from Chamblee Tucker Road up to Jimmy Carter Boulevard, exit 99. Checking the trouble spots and the ride around 285, Andrew Seco.
Trouble spot 1 looks to have gone by the wayside as we're speaking. PD finally pulling out of that right lane. We're on the Interloop 285 southbound, getting at Ponce de Leon Avenue. This exit 40, but those brake lights still taking you all the way back into Doraville. So pack your patience, plan for some extra commute time until we're in a little better shape. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Attention men, are you suffering from ED or PE? Here's an important message from Choice Men's Health.
I'm Dr. Katz, and I'm the Chief Medical Director at Choice Men's Health. Are you performing the way you want to in the bedroom? If the answer is no, and you've tried Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra and were disappointed, then you need to come see us immediately. If you don't see results on the first visit, then there's no charge. Many of our patients have medical conditions such as diabetes, hypertension, obesity, and prostate problems. I'm happy to say that we have 98% success rate with all our patients. Our customized solutions will allow you to perform within 10 minutes and last an hour and even longer. You can regain your love life and tackle your ED and PE problems. Guys, your partner will will never complain again. Our clinic has the most affordable prices, so if you visit other clinics and you're not completely satisfied, then you need to call Choice Men's Health.
Regain your love life regardless of your age or medical history. Choice Men's Health guarantees results on your first visit or you pay nothing. Call now, 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170.
News is temporary, but your financial plan shouldn't be. I'm Wes Moss, and at Capital Investment Advisors, we're focused on helping retirees invest for income. This means building and managing a portfolio that delivers a steady stream of income, regardless of the scary headlines of the day. If you're ready to shift your focus from the headlines to your core pursuits in retirement, reach out to our team at yourwealth.com. That's YOUR wealth.com.
Pro athletes and attorneys count on George Stein, the DUI lawyer. Hey, it's Eric Von Hessler. George Stein has been a personal and professional friend for decades. He literally wrote the book on DUI defense in Georgia. I trust him, and you can too. GeorgeStein.com.
At Superior Pro, we use the highest quality materials and the best techniques in windows, siding, painting, doors, and more. Visit SuperiorPro.com.
Superior Pro, the pros to know.
For many of you, it's happening. Your hair's thinning, your crown's disappearing, and maybe hair loss has you feeling your identity is lost altogether. Well, I got good news. It's Advanced Hair's incredible yet simple one-day treatment that starts regrowing your own natural hair the very next day, and it's guaranteed to grow for life. It's Mark Aaron back with you. We've all seen the pills and lotions that come with monthly subscriptions. They help retain what you have, but what about regrowing your hair permanently in specific areas? From Advanced Hair's state-of-the-art facilities to their world-class physicians, it's not maybe your hair will regrow. It's guaranteed that your new hair will grow. You decide how much, how thick, and where. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, and I've seen their results, friends. For your free consultation, $250 off and 250 free hair grafts, call 470-660-HAIR. That's 470-660-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
News, weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
It's 5 o'clock. I'm Veronica Waters. News this hour brought to you by QC Kinetics. WSB's top local story. 3 Muslim women reach a settlement with a man who insulted them after seeing them praying in an Alpharetta parking deck. Perry Green, who is the ex of Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, wrote a check for $75,000. Nazreen is one of the women Green spewed profanities at while driving by in his Tesla Cybertruck, and she says everyone should take note.
Because as we saw here, it costs money to talk the way that he talked to us. And it costs dignity to come in front of the press and publicly apologize to us and to privately apologize to us. Therefore, we do believe that it is sincere.
The women donated all of the money to their mosque in Johns Creek. It's 85 degrees now in Midtown Atlanta. Boy, did it get hot. WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards says we can expect sunny highs to continue today, but it's going to be much cooler tomorrow. Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast is coming up. It's Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast. The Forest Park Police Department is offering a $5,000 reward now to solve the case of the killing of 19-year-old Brandon Thomas. His family found his body in an abandoned apartment, and it's believed this homicide happened somewhere around February 19th. It was at the Forest Villas apartment complex on Georgia Avenue, not far from Forest Parkway. Tipsters are asked to call Forest Park Police or Crime Stoppers Atlanta, as you know, because it's not the first time we've told you this. Tipsters can also remain anonymous. April 15th is tax day, but states impacted by natural disasters in 2024 and 2025, like us here in Georgia, have been issued automatic deadline extensions from the IRS. Here in Georgia, we have until May 1st to file. CPA Judine Reese says her recommendation is just go ahead, though, and file by the end of the day tomorrow if you can. And as you're doing your taxes, she says there are some deductions you still need to remember.
Mortgage interest deductions, property taxes paid deductions. And of course, if you incurred any damage in the hurricanes, those are things you need to be thinking about as well.
Also, charitable contributions may be deducted. Charges have now been made public against a Lilburn man who's accused of threatening the U.S. Director of National Intelligence. The FBI arresting 24-year-old Ali Akbar Amin on a federal charge of transmitting interstate threats against Tulsi Gabbard. Amin allegedly texted the threats, one including the statement, quote, "You and your family are going to die soon." He also vowed that he would take care of it himself if need be. Agents also say they found some threats on social media, including images which reportedly show firearms pointed at photos of Gabbard and her husband. A new lawsuit is challenging the cancellation of international student visas, and it's impacting several universities here in Georgia.
The suit filed by Atlanta immigration attorney Charles Cook says the international students had their visas revoked without notice in violation of their rights. The complaint is asking the judge to issue a temporary restraining order to allow the students to continue their education. University officials won't say how many Georgia students have been impacted, but students in this lawsuit are from Georgia Tech, UGA, Emory, and Kennesaw State. Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
Whooping cough cases are skyrocketing across the country. Cases of the illness have risen an astronomical 1,500% since 2021. There have been 10 deaths related to the infection so far just this year. Researchers say a decrease in children being vaccinated is to blame for the increase, with fewer children receiving the standard vaccines since the COVID-19 pandemic. Some people are yelling fumble after Vice President Vance drops part of the college football national championship trophy at the White House. The Ohio State Buckeyes were there celebrating their national championship victory when Vance went to hold the trophy up, and the base of it came apart and fell right out of his hands while somebody else held the actual trophy part. Well, Vance, you may know, is an Ohio State alum. He gave remarks at that ceremony alongside President Trump. It's 5:04. The Von Hessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes. First, let's start off your WSB Triple Team traffic with Alex Williams at 5 o'clock in the WSB 24-hour traffic center.
Going to check the rides on I-20 if you're leaving the city. 20 westbound, a little bit of police activity off to the right at Lowry Boulevard, exit 55, causing a tap of the brakes there. Then you got the merging madness right around 285. Then some more volume leaving Riverside Parkway out to Lithia Springs. Into Cobb County, we're seeing delays in both directions in the work zone. 20 eastbound between 285 and the mall at Stonecrest. No need for an alternate, just slow there. And no lanes are blocked with that construction, just the volume. Checking the ride on I-285, it's Andrew Seco.
Got a bit of a good news, bad news situation here, Alex. Good news, all lanes back open through Tucker Clarkston, 285 South. That's the inner loop getting to Ponce de Leon Avenue, exit 40. Those fierce delays will thin out quite nicely, but we do have a new trouble spot here as you're leaving Sandy Springs. Got a left lane block, 285 West. The outer loop getting towards Roswell Road, that's exit 25. From the Courier Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now, Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast, sponsored by Shoemate, the official air conditioning of Atlanta. Here's WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Fair skies and warm this evening. Sunset around 8 o'clock. Temperatures will be in the upper 70s at that time, cooling to the upper 50s, low 60s for tomorrow morning. A cold front will pass through during the morning commute, so an isolated rain shower possible. Drying out for Tuesday afternoon, turning cool with wind gusts as high as 30 miles per hour, and daytime highs will only be in the upper 60s to low 70s. Wednesday, starting off with temperatures in the mid-40s, daytime high near 70. Thursday, mostly sunny, morning low 48, afternoon high 76. Friday, partly cloudy, highs in the mid-80s.
Right now, we're looking at 83 degrees in Conyers. We're seeing 83 in College Park as well. And right now, temperatures are edging up again to now 85 degrees on Peachtree Street in Midtown Atlanta at 5:06. Next news at 5:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Veronica Waters, 95.5 WSB.
Hour 3 of the Von Hessler Doctrine begins right now with a hearty congratulations to Brian Breslin of Smyrna. Won 2 advanced screening tickets to see The Accountant 2 on Tuesday, April 22nd at Regal Atlantic Station. And that movie comes out, The Accountant 2, comes out in theaters on April 25th. Well, now I'm looking at that El Salvador president guy again.
Handsome.
Is he?
I guess.
That whole Tate brother,
he's not
Donald
bald.
Trump Jr. mustache beard thing. Is that good look? That's Autumn. She would know. Autumn.
Yeah.
Was this? We all know that the bros aren't. Nobody wants to hang out with them. I'm just going physically here. This look. Have you seen this El Salvador president? You know what Andrew Tate looks like and his brother, the Tate brothers.
Well, I'm looking up the El Salvador president.
Okay. Don't go into the Tate brothers. They teach 15-year-old boys to hate women, right? That's
yes,
their
they
thing.
do.
Is that their brand?
They are intense.
Wait, are we saying he's good looking, this person?
Well, he's considered good looking because he's in a bro way good looking. Are you? Who are we talking about here? The El Salvador president? Or
Yeah,
Tate?
the El Salvador. Bukele.
Bukele. I believe
Bukele?
that. Well, he looks to me like he's trying to become Donald Trump Jr. the doppelganger.
He looks like I
Isn't
could
he-
draw him really easily.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
He has like really sharp, like black and white features. You know what I mean? Like contrasting features.
Yes. Well, I
So it's like I look at him and it's like easy to look at. I don't know if he's like handsome.
Oh, easy to look at is where it starts.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So
It's
like, but I wouldn't be like, yeah, that guy's hot.
It's like one
Just like,
magnet
oh,
saying,
it's like
I don't
you
know,
can
I'm
look
kind
at
of pulled toward it a little bit. I wouldn't say there's necessarily an attraction. So, yeah, it's that whole bro look that I'm seeing again in the White House. Now Trump is saying that he wants to send American criminals to El Salvador.
Why not? I mean, they got a lot of room. Great place.
Why not? At this point, why not anything?
The example that he used was like, think about all the people in New York that show up and hit grannies from behind the back. You know, those are people you don't want. People that push people into subways.
Well,
you got to
he's
get
right.
rid of them.
He's right. And, most of them are also, mentally ill. There are a lot of nuance involved here. It's not the most sober-minded people don't usually go around pushing grandmas onto subway tracks.
I'm trying to convince him to, create a mental facility. Then we could send him there.
I guess, yeah. Can't we just have a max facility here? It seems to be coming. This is basically what Trump is saying. Now, either you'll go with it or you won't. What he's saying is our forefathers could never have imagined this kind of criminal. So this kind of crime is extra constitutional. I'm looking for ways out of this that will just protect the American people. And I've looked into this whole Constitution thing, and there doesn't seem to be any way. It just, as soon as we go that direction, then the person who pushed Granny on the tracks is just suddenly going to get a world of benefits. And we're going to have to start. Now, I'm just laying out there, this is what I think Trump is saying. I'm not a lawyer. I don't think there's any legal precedent for anything like this, or that you possibly could have it. But I'm trying to get to why. And I'm thinking that's the why. If you shot him full of truth serum,
Sodium pentothal.
If you want to go with the official
I like
branding
truth serum
of
better.
the
It makes
truth
more
serum.
sense.
Okay.
Sodium pentothal is serum that if shot into your veins makes you tell the truth.
It just makes you tired and more susceptible.
That's right. You just you're drunk.
No, it shuts off your brain.
Ooh, Autumn sound like one of those headlines. No, actually.
And here's why.
Now I've lost my train of thought again. Anytime Autumn gets involved, I lose my train of thought. Just
What?
So I can. I'm
I was
blaming.
helping you with your train of thought because you said truth serum, which is a thing.
Well, a truth serum. Have you never heard of truth serum before?
Yes, I've heard of it called
Well,
sodium pentothal. and I was
But
giving
you
the
also
right
heard of
name
it called
for
truth serum too, have you not? What's the
guess.
cooler name?
Sodium pentothal because
No.
it's specific. In improv, what you're supposed to do is say the specific.
The
thing.
coolest
the
thing.
ketchup. You call
truth
You know.
serum is the coolest thing
Okay.
that you could possibly
Totally,
say.
dude.
And I believe that if Trump was on the whatever you want to call it, serum, LSD, anything,
CIA.
I think that this is what he would say. I've read the Constitution. The founders just did not imagine what kind of criminal we would have on the streets now. And the only way to deal with this is to go extra constitutional, which sending them to another country and their legal system is a way to get them out of this country and not protected necessarily by the Constitution. But I know that when people are visiting, they're protected by the Constitution. They're not when they go back home. But if you're born here and the president just sends you to another country, aren't you still protected by the Constitution?
Yes.
Yeah, you're
due to
American
birth.
citizen. American citizen.
Right. So either one, he's saying the Constitution just isn't good enough to get us out of this with these criminals, and so I'm going to go extra constitutional, or it's just more bluster for no good reason,
Pretty
which is
soon-
always a chance.
I love bluster.
You do love bluster.
It's a
J-
wonderful thing.
If J.D. Vance ever disagrees with you, you'll just send him to El Salvador.
I'll send him to El Salvador, and he could take that broken college football trophy with him.
What broken good? I missed
Oh, he
something.
he was holding the national championship.
Did he break
trophy,
it?
And it broke in his
The
hand.
top of it just came off.
It wasn't put together well, and he dropped.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Yeah, Ohio State was visiting,
No,
celebrating
I know
their
that.
natty.
That was just today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Which is another interesting thing. Teams are going to the White House. I guess the Eagles have said they refuse to. But they kind of got out real early when Trump was reelected. And I think that they thought, oh, everybody's going to do this again like the last time. But he just had somebody there at the White House
Dodgers.
a couple weeks ago. Yeah, Dodgers. And, now
Shohei
the
Ohtani
national-
was taking pictures with him and stuff, and I'm
Yeah.
like, whoa, okay.
Yeah.
Ew, he's canceled.
So it'll be interesting to see with the Eagles. The Eagles were just kind of like, oh, no, this is like the last time. We don't do this.
They did this weird thing. The Eagles, so at first they said they weren't going to go, but then they said, if we're invited, we'll come. And so it was weird.
All right, that's backing away from the first.
Right.
Right. If invited, you're always invited.
Yeah.
Nobody just shows up with an entire team and staff. Hey, can you let us in? We won the national championship.
Excuse me.
It's like all this nonsense with the El Salvador guy. Well, I don't know how to send him back. What am I going to do? Sneak him into the country? Trump's sitting there like, I don't know what to do.
And this guy tweets all the time like Trump does.
Oh, I know.
And he says things like, oops, no gives these backsies.
Yeah, he was trying to. You know what? Good for him. Because he has recognized that we are infants, and politicians want to speak to the people anymore. They just got to go pure jingoism, or just talk down to them like they're children, or do the thing that everybody who fancies themselves clever and smart tips off that they are neither when they become snarky. That's the whole thing, snarky. That's what I want in my leader. I want a snarky leader with a great jest. I want a leader who knows how to clap back. That's a leader from the 2020s. I don't need one of these 1970 leaders who's going to sit down and write a beautiful letter to somebody.
You don't want nuance. You just want me.
You know what? You are the age that we live in.
That's right.
There is no doubt about it. I'm been with people who tell me that they're for the tariffs but can't tell me why. And I've been with people who are, and they're like, everything's going to be the greatest ever. And then I'm with people who can give me all kinds of reasons why tariffs are going to sink the country. And sometimes they're in the same room together. And I want you to know.
I'm sure that's wonderful.
I simply
do you mediate?
I just don't get involved. I'm just the referee on this one. I am the catcher in the rye. I am just watching this happen, and if a few people get knocked off the playground in my direction, I'll do what I can to push them back up on the playground. But anybody who is telling you that this has ever happened before in the way that it's happening now is lying to you. Because if this economy gets sunk based on this, it's going to be out of whole cloth. The economy was healing itself slowly. And this is not, believe me, there's a lot of reasons to smash the economy into pieces. And that's why I'm hoping he's right. Because
we'll see.
We'll see. They're improvising.
Hold my beer.
Yes, and.
But if it works, it works, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. And that's my great analysis of it, because I don't know how you could analyze it any other way. But I can try to impress you. I'm going to use terms like Smoot Hawley. But is this exactly what I don't think it is. If you look at what happened in the 20s, going into the 30s, and then the American government panicked and they put a bunch of tariffs down. Those people really thought the tariffs were going to work. I'm still not convinced that Trump thinks if this goes on for 2 years, it'll be good for the country. He still seems to be using it as a battering ram.
And now he paused a lot of them, almost all of them, except for China.
Yeah, but there's more on that. He also paused all electronics. iPhones, electronics, whatever, basically by saying they're going to have their own categorical tariffs coming up. So a tariff that would be on all electronics, and then go see the page to say what is considered an electronic. Smartphones would be on there. And so there's a different kind of tariff. There's a tariff that's specific to what the product is, and then there are tariffs that are specific to the country. And so he's saying now that for now, iPhones in China are not tariffed, but that those tariffs on iPhones and many other electronics are coming as their own piece. At some point, something's got to give. I've been off for a week, and I've been ignoring things. Have countries been coming in, making deals?
Absolutely. 70 countries lined up, and they wanted to, before the tariffs were pulled back.
I want something more than a White House statement on it.
I mean, it's true. There are plenty of countries that have come up.
Because my guess is the first time you get a big one, he said that he refuses to speak to the European countries separately. He wants to deal with them as the European Union. So if he was able to get like one deal like that, then I think like dominoes, they fall. But if he gets a deal with Micronesia,
they're great.
Papua New Guinea, we need to have deals with nuclear countries.
Yeah, the first countries that we're going to deal with are South Korea, Japan, and then the European Union. So I know the European Union.
All right, if he gets deals with those, then things could go the way that he's telling us they're going to go. And don't get mad at anybody who's doubting him, because it'll be the first time in history that's worked. So let's not get angry at people, just simply reminding you what has happened in the past concerning tariffs. Alex Williams says brake lights on 85 into Gwinnett.
And those brake lights start 85 northbound right at Chambly Tucker Road before you get to Spaghetti Junction, and continues up to Jimmy Carter Boulevard, exit 99 there in Norcross. Just found new trouble heading up towards Swanee out of Duluth. It's a stalled big rig in the center lane, 85 northbound, right around Sugarloaf Parkway, exit 108. You're going to stay on and off the brakes up to the 985 split. 400 southbound in the Buckhead area, just cleared up a stall between Glen Ridge and Lennox Road. Still seeing some northbound delays leaving the perimeter, but we've been tracking plenty of brake lights through the Midtown and downtown area, Andrew Seco.
That we have right now. Things looking like a parking lot of the downtown connector, seeing heavy delays north and southbound. Northbound feel the pinch all the way back towards University Avenue. Southbound starting just south of 400 on 85. Might have something jamming you up as you get past Buford Highway. That's exit 86. This sports sponsored by Rapid Radios. Their instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free shipping. Add code radio for an extra 5% off. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
If you have the WSB radio app, all the notifications you need.
If you have the WSB app,
all the local and breaking news alerts you need.
Breaking news in Cobb County.
All in one place.
We'll send out an alert on the WSB app.
The 95.5 WSB app. Download it from your app store today.
Dave Baker here for Overhead Door Company of Atlanta. Let's talk garage doors. Your garage door, is it too loud? Does it let outside air in around the frame? Overhead Door Company of Atlanta will make it all better this month only, and for only $79, they'll perform their full 26-task garage door tune-up. That's just $79 for up to 3 garage doors and openers. You need this done once a year anyway, so why not now and for just $79? Schedule now at overheaddooratlanta.com.
WSB Atlanta, WSB BFM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
I'm here with Chris Hoffman, the founder of Hoffman Financial Group, to discuss one of the biggest blind spots that people face when saving for retirement, and it's a head-scratcher. Chris, how do so many people not know what they're invested in?
That's the biggest flaw that everybody runs into. They think they know what equities they have, they think they know what bonds they have, but they really don't know how those mutual funds or how those index funds are performing in conjunction with one another. So, I would liken this to a big pot of soup, and we're just throwing all the ingredients in the refrigerator in this thing. It's not very good. It's just a mishmash of stuff. And sometimes you like the way it tastes, sometimes you don't. And when you don't know why. You don't know if you got too much chicken in there or too much vegetables in there or what's going on. And I ask every caller that comes in for an initial consultation, do you know how your portfolio is broken down? And they say, well, I've got, 20 or so options in my 401k, and I just picked 2 of them or 3 of them. I thought I needed some international. I thought I needed some U.S. equities. I thought I needed some bonds. And they're just guessing. So you have to absolutely know what you're invested in, and that's where we will run the 401k portfolio x-ray for you, because that'll break it down. If you're not proficient at investing and don't understand this world, we will walk you through it. Not knowing what you're invested in is a big hindrance to growing and protecting your money. We will run a portfolio x-ray for you and educate you on exactly what's in your portfolio.
Set up a time to get your complimentary portfolio x-ray today. Call the Hoffman Financial Group at 404-737-3858. That's 404-737-3858, or book online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546.
Springtime means more road construction. It's Smile and Mark McKay. Road work plus a distracted driver could lead to a wreck. Been hit and hurt? You need the strong arm. John Foy and Associates. They'll treat you with respect and compassion, all with zero upfront cost. JohnFoy.com.
The following is a paid commercial announcement.
Americans love using their credit cards, the most secure and hassle-free way to pay. But D.C. politicians want to change that with the Durbin-Marshall credit card bill. This bill lets corporate megastores pick how your credit card is processed, allowing them to use untested payment networks that jeopardize your data security and rewards. Corporate megastores will make more money, and you pay the price. Tell Congress to guard your card, because Americans lose when politicians choose. Learn more at guardyourcard.com. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
Properties come in all shapes and sizes, and so do foundation repairs. Mark Beckham here. It could be new construction, a big house, a small house, or your commercial property. Anyway, you need the leaders in foundation repair to handle it. Get your free estimate at atlantaramjack.com.
Hey, it's Belinda, and April showers brought me mosquitoes, and thankfully, Arrow Exterminators came to the rescue with their environmentally friendly and effective treatments. Family owned and operated for over 61 years, Arrow Exterminators offers a 100% customer satisfaction guarantee and free pest inspections for your home or office. Take back your yard this spring. Call 888-GO-ARROW or visit arrowexterminators.com. And don't forget to tell them Belinda sent you.
How do you say this guy's name? I know his first name is Nico, but it's interesting as I looked at his last name, and ironically enough, it looks like it says, I am leaving. I am a lever. I'm a lever.
It might as well be.
I'm a lever.
I'm a lever. I'm going to leave.
Yeah, that story is wild out of Tennessee.
So this is and Autumn will know more about this than the rest
Hands
of us because
down.
it's sports. But so he was the quarterback for Tennessee.
That's right.
Last 2 years?
Yes.
And done pretty well. Tennessee's kind of,
they made the playoffs.
They're
last year.
certainly stronger than they have been in a good while.
They're a playoff
So
team.
he's a good quarterback. I don't hear anybody saying he's a great quarterback.
No.
I haven't heard anybody even mutter that he's a generational quarterback. But he wanted more money from Tennessee.
Wanted $4 million.
And he makes 2.2 or something now.
2.7.
All right.
What was
So he wanted another. And he didn't show up for practice before the, like Georgia has the red and black game.
They've
have
got
the
their orange and white
game. And he didn't show up for that. And so finally Tennessee just said, you know what? If you don't like it here, go somewhere else. Which I think most people agree with. But we're getting into a weird time with college football. Where and we're in a weird time with quarterbacks, like this NFL draft. If you had really great quarterbacks, Cam Ward would be like the 6th, 7th, 8th quarterback to go 6th, maybe. But he's the best of what's there, is what people think. So they start talking him up. This guy is apparently a decent quarterback, not generational, not great, but when he goes into the transfer portal, he will without a doubt be the best quarterback in the transfer portal. So he's going to get his $4 million.
There will be a team. I foresee him playing with Bill Belichick and UNC.
I can see
I
that.
think that would work. But he also likes. He's from California, so he could go to USC. All these
so where he
programs have a ton of
goes,
money.
whatever. It's just we're looking at college football now becoming a place where every spring you're going to be hearing about holdouts, wanting more money. Are things better? I don't know. I think people should get paid. But are things better? I don't know.
Give them contracts.
Alex Williams says there's big rig trouble in Duluth.
Yeah, watching on the Jam Cam right now, Eric stalled big rig in the right center lane, 85 northbound, right around Sugarloaf Parkway, exit 108, Slonia leaving Highway 316. Speaking of, looks like we got some trouble heading out to Lawrenceville, 316 eastbound, crash blocking a lane right around Riverside Parkway, slow in the ride as you leave I-85. Also been tracking some brake lights on I-75 toward Cobb and Cherokee counties, Andrew Seco.
That we have. We're a little slow on your way up to Ackworth, I-75 north, seeing the delays all the way back towards the Cloverleaf. Same story up towards Woodstock. Seeing the brake lights 575 north, having you slow from Chastain Road up towards Highway 92. From the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
You fell in love with her because she's unlike any other woman in the world. So why settle for an ordinary engagement ring you could find almost anywhere? Well, I know a place where you can design your own custom engagement ring. Terra Fine Jewelry Company. At Terra, the styles and designs are endless, and their expert jewelers make it easy to bring your personally designed engagement ring to life. Your bride-to-be deserves more than a cookie-cutter engagement ring. So explore the vast options of custom design rings at Terra Fine Jewelry Company in Beaufort, Georgia. Terra Fine Jewelry Company.
Founded by hardworking Georgians in 1992, Builders provides tailored insurance solutions to safeguard workers and business owners from costly accidents. Explore reliable workers' compensation and general liability products at BLDRS.com. Builders, insurance built strong.
For many women in our community, support for our physical and mental health feels out of reach.
When your workday is long,
and your budget is tight,
and your village is busy,
and the road between home and help is a 6-lane highway with no crosswalk.
Northside Hospital believes women deserve better.
Northside is rolling up our sleeves and getting to work.
We got your house call.
Heard.
Learn more at northside.com/heard.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Imagine selling your home and getting paid not just once, but twice. It's possible with Orchard. Hey, it's Eric Von Hessler. Orchard puts cash right into your pocket. That lets you snag your dream home now. While you're settling in, Orchard experts are hard at work preparing and marketing your old home, taking care of repairs, showings, even adding price-boosting upgrades. Why choose Orchard? Because when your home sells for more, like it does 9 times out of 10, you get that extra cash too. It's like getting paid twice. Orchard unlocks cash from your old home for your new one. That's payday number 1. You buy your new place, and Orchard sells your old home for top dollar. Boom! Payday number 2. Ready to make it happen? Start with your free home valuation at orchard.com or call 1-844-421-SELL. That's 1-844-421-SELL. 1-844-421-SELL.
Hey everyone, it's your buddy Shelly Winter here. Join me this Saturday at noon for The Car Guys with Kevin Deutsch from Butler Lexus of South Atlanta. Buy or lease, fix or sell, everything you want to know about cars, we will cover Saturday noon to 1 right here on 95.5 WSB.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
It's 5:30. I'm Veronica Waters. The news this half hour is brought to you by Overhead Door Company of Atlanta. WSB's top local story, no lawsuit, but a settlement agreement in the case of last month's harassment of 3 Muslim women praying near a shopping center in Alpharetta. Perry Green, who is the ex-husband of Marjorie Taylor Green, paid $75,000 to 3 college students, those women he yelled profanities at in a parking deck at Avalon. This after a public apology for assaulting the women verbally earlier this month as they were praying. Aska Mahmood, executive director of CARE Georgia, adds,
"We want to note that Islamophobia and hate of any kind has no home in Alpharetta or in Georgia."
The women donated the money to their Johns Creek Mosque. GBI agents make an arrest in a decades-old cold case, which was featured on a national TV series. It's a story all new at 5:30.
The murder of Travis Silvers has stumped authorities for 24 years. It was even featured on Unsolved Mysteries back in 2009. The 51-year-old man was found shot to death with a bullet in his head sitting in his pickup truck in the parking lot of an Adairsville Wendy's off of I-75 back on March 10th of 2001. Now, GBI agents announced they've arrested a married couple out of Chatsworth, charging them in the killing. 74-year-old Gary Fowler and his wife, 73-year-old Mary Fowler, are currently being held in the Bartow County Jail. Agents say the case is open and active. Michelle Wright, 95.5 WSB.
Shot by somebody, but he wouldn't say whom. Atlanta Police General Crimes investigators are trying to figure out what led to the overnight shooting of a 48-year-old man in Buckhead. Officers responded to the person shot call at 3511 Roxborough Road just before 1:30 this morning, finding the victim alert and breathing, but they say he refused to cooperate with the investigation. He's He's now recovering at the hospital. The cause is under investigation after a fire sprints throughout an RV used as someone's primary home on Bent Willow Drive in Lilburn.
911 caller said they could see fire from across the lake, and they heard a loud explosion.
Gwinnett County Fire and Emergency Services Lieutenant Jeff Golan says it was completely engulfed when firefighters arrived. The bodies of a woman and man were found in the charred remains. Their names have not yet been released. Georgia college students are now part of a lawsuit over what they say was the illegal termination of their visas. They're asking a federal judge to grant a temporary restraining order so they can continue their educations. Heads up, boaters, you're going to have to slow it down now on one section of Lake Lanier.
The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers has put a new slow no-wake zone in effect near Clarks Bridge on the popular and packed Lake Lanier in Hall County. The Corps' Travis England says there's a simple reason for it.
So it's trying to keep boats slow, especially when they're around like docks or recreational areas or bridges, just like this Clarks Bridge.
New signage and buoys are already out and awaiting boaters. England says it's a good time to check rules and safety equipment for your boat. Lisa Nicholas, 95.5 WSB.
Chief Brian Interline of the Harrisburg Fire Department today provided an update into the probe of the fire set at the official residence of Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro over the weekend.
Luckily for the governor and his family, there were doors closed between that main portion of the ballroom and the hallway that leads to the main and master staircase going to the second floor.
Police say Cody Balmer hopped a fence and set the fire. Balmer was charged today with criminal attempted murder, terrorism, aggravated arson, and more. He had been arrested Sunday. His mother told CBS News he's mentally ill and was off his medication. Balmer told investigators he has deep hatred for Shapiro and planned to beat him with a hammer if he encountered him in the mansion. A makeover is coming to Sam's Club. The retailer is speeding up its expansion by remodeling all of its 600 stores nationwide and opening 15 more stores per year. The Walmart CEO says they want to become the best club retailer in the world. It's now 5:34. It's time for live team coverage of traffic and weather brought to you this half hour by Findlay Roofing. WSB Triple Team Traffic begins with Alex Williams giving us either a thumbs up or a thumbs down on the drive this hour.
We've seen it worse, but we are seeing the brake lights out there right now, Veronica, especially on 285 east and southbound. The inner loop starts to fill in right around Ashford, Dunwoody Road, exit 29, and you'll stay on and off that brake pedal for the ride through Dorville. It gets much thicker through Tucker heading southbound. The Highway 78, the Stone Mountain Freeway had an earlier crash. 285 westbound, the outer loop at Roswell Road, exit 25. That's cleared out of travel lanes. Next slowest part of that's going to be 285 south on the west side. You're seeing the brake lights from South Cobb Drive down to I-20, the West Freeway. Been watching some trouble on I-85 in Duluth, Andrew Seco.
That we have. We're going to give your ride up into Sewanee a thumbs down this afternoon. First, we have a stalled vehicle in the center lane heading north towards Sugarloaf Parkway. That's exit 108. Looking for new trouble just north of Old Peachtree Road. That's exit 109. Slowing you all the way up towards 985. And the brake lights are a little unusual. 316 eastbound might have something jamming you up getting past Riverside Parkway. From the Cool Rain Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast. Here is WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Fair skies and warm this evening. Sunset around 8 o'clock. Temperatures will be in the upper 70s at that time, cooling to the upper 50s, low 60s for tomorrow morning. A cold front will pass through during the morning commute, so an isolated rain shower possible. Drying out for Tuesday afternoon, turning cool with wind gusts as high as 30 miles per hour, and daytime highs will only be in the upper 60s to low 70s. Wednesday, starting off with temperatures in the mid 40s, daytime high near 70. Thursday, mostly sunny, morning low 48, afternoon high 76. Friday, partly cloudy, highs in the mid 80s.
Right now, we're looking at 84 degrees in Sandy Springs, 85 in Powder Springs, and 86 in Midtown Atlanta at 5:36. More news at 6 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Veronica Waters, 95.5 WSB.
Don't let a DUI conviction cost you your career. Get the DUI lawyer, GeorgeStein.com.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. you'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
Playing a game with your family, that's a lot of fun. Playing a game with your roof, you'll lose every time. Dave Baker here for Findlay Roofing, the roof guys. When it comes to replacing or repairing your roof, think of Findlay first. You'll always win with Findlay. They're the extra effort experts with high quality, highly rated roofing experience and expertise. They've replaced over 65,000 roofs locally. With Findlay, manners matter. With Findlay, you get upfront pricing, exceptional service, and they'll treat your home like it's their own. Win, win, win. Only Findlay Roofing stands behind their work with a lifetime leak-free warranty at no additional cost, and you'll pay nothing until the job is complete. Findlay Roofing is the perfect match for any roofing issues. Plus, they offer 0% financing. Get started with a free roof analysis at FindlayRoofing.com. Roof.
Everybody on the planet is getting desperate, except for me, your host, Eric Von Hessler. Happy Monday. There's a little bit of a scandal. Well, I don't know. I don't know which one I'm going to talk. First of all, J.D. Vance broke the national championship trophy.
Butterfingers.
But it's not really his fault. I'm looking at this thing. It's like a base under it.
Yeah, the black base.
But they don't connect.
Comes separate from the
was
gold
not
piece.
assembled properly.
Yes, it's like I would love to make fun of a politician, but it seems to me that why are you taking this trophy around when it breaks in two? It's not. You can't even say break. It has two parts to it.
Collapsed, right? It just sort of
It didn't
went.
no, it's just not. It just obviously they remove it so that when you celebrate, you're just holding up the ugly trophy,
the gold piece of it,
the ugly gold part of it, and then the base is when they're. But
in JD's defense, Kirby Smart.
I'm not going after JD. I'm saying it's not his fault. I'm saying is if you're going to take this out and have politicians pawing all over it, fans pawing all over it, maybe remove the base or Gorilla Glue. I don't know.
Something.
Make it work.
Kirby Smart almost dropped it too during the Georgia's first national title. I remember like in Athens.
And nobody thought, we got to fix this.
Well, they did. I told them they better chop wood and get that thing so it doesn't fall apart, but,
we're watching
nobody listens to me.
During the parade, and I'm like, whoa, Kirby. They give you, too, weirdly enough, when you win, you still get that crystal ball trophy,
All right,
which
here's
was
the
way
whole
cooler.
thing. Bring that back.
That was way cooler.
That was maybe, I got to say the Major League Baseball with the World Series
That
trophy
is a good trophy.
Maybe the best.
With all the flags
All
around
the flags
it,
and everything, maybe the best. Super Bowl, great.
It's a football.
So it's great. It's football. The college football used to have, the national championship used to have this crystal football that looked so awesome.
It was an awesome
and
trophy.
they replaced it with this first-year graphic arts student, stupid-looking gold. It's kind of a flame. I don't know what it's supposed to be.
It's a football at the top of it.
That's not a football.
Yeah,
it's the shape
the
of
shape
a
of
football.
At the top, yeah.
Oh, there's a lot of things that are shaped like a football that aren't a football. One of them helps you raise a family. Just because something is shaped like a football doesn't mean that it's a football. So, okay, well, we're not going to blame J.D. Vance for that, but fix your stupid, ugly trophy. Why did they replace the cool-looking one? Just because they have a new system now?
Yeah, when the college football playoff was enacted, it became a different leadership board. So
It's
they
like
still
being in NASCAR and having to tell people, I won the Nextel Cup.
I do believe that they still get that crystal trophy, and if I remember correctly, the AP also gives them a trophy.
See,
too.
that's what I want to
So
see.
they get three trophies.
I want to see J.D. Vance fumble at Jerry Lewis style and just smash it. Not just like, it's America 2025. This thing just doesn't work. Go watch it when you get a chance. Go watch it. I don't care how much you hate J.D. Vance. You will say, who brought that trophy to the White House?
And
It's idiotic.
That Crystal Trophy, by the way, is the coach's trophy. So
Has it always been that way?
They still get that.
Did it used to be the trophy? I feel like it was the one I would see on TV an awful lot.
It was the trophy.
And then, somebody got into the front office.
ESPN got involved.
I think we ought to make it.
Well, my daughter's she's a graphic art. She got a degree. She's got a degree. You want to know where some of the worst graphic art comes from? Graphic artists. You know where some of the best comes from? People who have never been trained in the field. Now, there's a large part in the middle where people who have been trained very well actually do a very good job.
Now there's AI, so all that'll go away.
Oh, good. Everything can look the same.
Yep.
Slightly like dolls. This is the thing about AI, is all of the human beings that are depicted, they look like baby dolls to me.
Oh, no, for
they look like they're
creating
made
logos
from
is what I'm talking about.
Let's make one for the Von Hessler Doctrine. You got an AI thing? Let's see what it gives us.
I'll ask Grok, yeah.
Will it just make something? Or do you have to go to a special AI generator,
They have
image
those.
generator?
They have those, but I'll try Grok, see what it does.
All right. It'll give you an image? Let's see what we get. What's your command line? Should be
Generate
logo?
a logo for the WSB radio show, the Von Hessler Doctrine. Want to try that?
Well, that's going to be kind of boring.
What? Well, but you can just see what you get.
All right.
And then
I
see what
guarantee you,
happens.
it's going to have a microphone. It's going to have the radio microphone.
That's the BS graphic artist. There'll be like a 1940s radio.
Yeah, with that microphone.
And a microphone, and this is where now maybe if AI gives us a good logo, we know it's winning, because we know what our graphic artist would have given us. So if AI does better, then we've already fallen behind, and there's nothing that can be done. By the way, there is nothing that can be done. Have I mentioned that?
There's a bald guy in this.
Well, I'm kind of bald.
No, it's Joe Rogan.
Oh.
Look at this. I asked it exactly what we said, and it gives me a picture of Joe Rogan with a microphone in front.
It's not even really Joe Rogan. It's just Rogan-esque.
Yeah.
Is that what you try? That's what it assumes. Like all radio hosts want to be Rogan.
Weird.
I don't even want to. Rogan, by the way, is not a radio host. He's a podcast host. It's okay. They're taking over the world, but let's not confuse the two. It's not the same thing.
Well, he got called out last week by one of his guests for having, people who make stuff up on his show.
Oh, no. For heaven's sakes. Isn't there a law that says you're not allowed to have people on your show that make things up? Oh, my goodness. It's the worst thing I can imagine.
This is what Grok made for me.
Oh, the Von Hessler Doctrine. Great, Grok. It's a microphone in a studio, not even a radio studio. Looks like a music studio.
And then look, it misspelled. This is the other option.
There's mine.
Why does it keep giving you some dude?
I don't know, because Grok sometimes stinks. Hey,
why does it feature
made
Otto
Abe
Fisher?
Lincoln for me.
Hey, listen, if your parents paid for your SCAD education and you just put a microphone and a radio as graphic art, this is a good thing. You're not good at this. Do something else. You're young. You can find something you can do.
This looks like the Little Mermaid, the Von Vossler Doctrine.
Yeah, it's coming like out of the sea. It doesn't matter.
I literally put Von Hessler. How does the other one spell it correctly, but then this one spells it Vossler?
Well, they're still learning.
Yes. I'm sorry, I can't generate any images.
AI is hilarious to me because it's obviously, it's going to do some good things before it begins to murder everybody on Earth. But the murdering of everybody on Earth is obviously at some point in the plan. Not in my lifetime. I don't have to worry about it, but I don't think.
100 years. Let's give it 100 years.
Let's give it 100 years. But here's the thing, and all the people working on it really kind of know. They kind of know it's not going to be a good thing. But we're in a weird situation. It's an arms race. We can't let China screw up their society before we screw up our society, because then we'll fall behind China.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Russia. Well, the problem with all of these technologies is that there's always a military use. Even if 80% of the technology, the internet and blah, 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 all of this stuff that we're getting into now, there's always a military use to it. So whether it's actually good for your society to go in this direction or not doesn't matter, because if you don't, they will, and then they will have a military advantage over you. So already, is it bigger than us? Is it controlling us? Is it ever going to control us? It's controlling us now. We've all seen a bunch of evidence that it's probably not going to end up being that good Like, for instance, the nuclear energy debate. Did you notice? It went away. There was all of this thing say, hey, listen, lefties, if you don't want any carbon, you're going to have to go with nuclear. That's the only way to do it. And, well, you know, the waste, and it lasts forever. As soon as it came down that AI was going to take 10 times the amount of power of average computing today, the nuclear energy debate went away. It was just gone. Microsoft's buying one. Oh, we're opening up another one. 3 Mile Island. We're going to open up another one. One of the, what do you call those things? One of the three.
Reactor?
The reactor. We'll open up that one reactor now because we need it because of AI. Nobody in the streets. No Bruce Springsteen singing Mitch Ryder. Nobody yelling no nukes. No nothing. It was just 2 years ago. With the clean planet and the climate and everything, idiots like me were saying, I'm sorry, you're going to have to go. Oh, you're a crazy man. But when it came to, in order to do AI, we're going to need 10 times the power, the debate went away. Nuclear reactors started, Microsoft's like starting to buy their own. The debate is just gone. So our worry is that it's in control of us? Why, I don't see anything at all to worry about in the future. Alex Williams says it's a bumper-to-bumper ride through downtown.
Yes, spring break is definitely over. We're seeing that through downtown. You're on the brakes from the 85-400 merge, about 25 minutes heading southbound from there for the ride down to I-20. Northbound stacked in University Avenue up past the Peachtree Pine Street area, and still watching this stalled big rig in Duluth, 85 North, Sugarloaf Parkway, exit 108. It is in the second right lane, slowly as you leave Highway 316. How's the ride on I-20, Andrew Seco?
Working well for the most part. We do have a little bit of stoppage if you're heading west towards Lithia Springs, seeing the brakes from Six Flags Parkway all the way up towards Thornton Road. Inside the perimeter, smooth sailing. You are a little bit slow, merging north and south on the downtown connector. And you're riding in and out of the Mall of Stonecrest. You're seeing brakes 20 east and west from 285 over towards Panola Road. That's exit 71. From the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
Hey, Taxman got you down? How about a $1,000 pickup? Win $1,000. 5 different keywords. 5 chances every weekday.
I just won $1,000 on WSB.
The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz. Beginning Monday, April 21st. Download the WSB app. Rules and info at WSBradio.com/cash.
Avoid the stress of preparing to sell your home with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. You can skip the hassle of spring cleaning and sell your home fast for maximum value. Hi, it's Chris Chandler. Don't worry about showings, open houses, or costly repairs. Mark Spain Real Estate's guaranteed offer allows you to bypass the market, receive an all-cash offer, and close within days. With over 12,500 five-star reviews, you can trust Mark Spain Real Estate to sell your home fast with their guaranteed cash offer. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing.
If you need a new garage door, this could be your lucky day. Entries are open now for the $5,000 sweepstakes at Overhead Door Company of Atlanta. A winner will be chosen at random to receive $5,000 towards new garage doors, openers, or front entry doors of their choice. Deadline to enter is the end of the month to win the $5,000 sweepstakes with Overhead Door Company of Atlanta. Enter now at overheaddooratlanta.com. You can't win if you don't enter. Go to overheaddooratlanta.com.
This is Scott Slade. Let's talk about how to improve your chances of living a longer, healthier life. For me, it's preventive medicine. My doctor saw one funky number in my lab work that eventually led to a diagnosis early enough so I still had options. You just got to have a medical professional looking at you every so often, especially when we're talking about heart disease, the nation's #1 killer. And that's where virtual imaging comes in. They've got the best CT imaging in the Southeast with 98% accuracy and low radiation, like flying in an airplane. They can detect calcium levels in your arteries and most cancers at the earliest stage. And virtual imaging can scan your brain to see if you're in danger of a tumor, stroke, or even dementia. So don't put this off, especially with this offer from virtual imaging. For a limited time, they're offering you and your spouse a free heart scan. Yes, free with a few minimum requirements. I've done it. Call 404-678-SCAN. That's 404-678-SCAN. Or make an appointment by visiting their website at virtualimagingatl.com.
At Ameris Bank, we're invested in the success of your business. Our local bankers are ready to help you improve your cash flow, optimize your operating accounts, and access financing when you need it. From treasury services and digital banking to loans and lines of credit, we offer tailored solutions to help your business thrive. At Ameris Bank, we're with you. Visit amerisbank.com/withyourbusiness or walk into one of our branches today to get started. Ameris Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. All loans subject to credit approval.
Spring is here and pollen is back and it's clinging to everything. Good news, it washes right off unless it is stuck to grime and algae. That is why I called Wise Guys Pro Wash. I got a quote fast, booked next day service. I didn't even have to be home. And I came back to a clean house and deck I actually want to hang out on now. Nearly 2,000 5-star Google reviews. Mention me, Chris Chandler, and get $70 off any service before April 30th. Don't wait. Book now at WiseGuysProWash.com.
Greg is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Hi, I'm Greg. I'm not an actor. I'm just a regular person. 8 years ago, I just didn't feel like I was on my game. I started taking Prevagen, and I want people to know that Prevagen has worked for me. Give it a try. I want it to help you just like it has helped me.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? When it comes to Big Wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Switch to Consumer Cellular to get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Plans start at just $20 a month, and now for a limited time, new customers can get their second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit a store near you, or consumercellular.com and start saving today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
All right, maybe we'll get to word of the, word of the day next hour. Maybe. You know what I've decided? If I call for word of the day, we'll have one. If I don't, we won't.
I want to know about the story.
Oh, the story. Who knows what's going on in the story?
Amara's peril?
It's been so long.
I want to know.
You guys, I thought you didn't read the last one I gave you. So we didn't make more.
Did we? Listen, I think it's getting out of hand. And so the story's getting bigger than the segment is my problem as a host trying to figure out how to present it. It's hard to present a full story
But what happens
in a
to
segment.
Amara? What happens? I have to know.
Well, this is like when your favorite Netflix show ends on a cliffhanger and turns out you were the only one watching it and it gets canceled. What happened? I don't know what happened. I assume she did fine.
She broke her leg.
Is that what happened? And then that was the end of the story? Well, it's a good thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm still swimming with that one in my mind. I don't know how to present it. Yeah. Because the story gets longer and longer and longer. It's in the nature of a story.
And then you have to somehow catch people back up to what has already been said.
Maybe we were just too highfalutin with this. Perhaps we ought to get simple and just say, hey, here's a word. It's interesting. This is what it means. Have a nice day. Maybe we should do it that way. Let's start right now. Let's do it. Word of the day.
Sternutation.
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 You just promised the audience it was going to happen next hour.
So in a sense, that's really what every radio show is.
No. Not Howard Stern. Just what is it again?
Sternutation.
Sternutation. It has nothing to do with you and your
right.
In your radio, whatever
Right.
you're doing now.
Yeah.
Whatever. Is
Satellite
that radio?
radio. Satellite radio.
I don't know what it is. I'm sorry. I'm asking.
Millions of subscribers.
Millions of what?
Millions of subscribers. In a sense, are you saying that this word of the day, which by the way I used to do.
Yes, I know. I used to do word of the
A
day. Of
dirty
course, I
word.
stole everything.
It was a dirty word.
Oh, was it?
Funny.
Right. Sternutation. You know what this is? The reason I brought it up is because no one will guess what it is. The action of sneezing.
What?
Sternutation. It's a noun. It's sternucation. It's the action of sneezing. And now you know. Impress everyone at your next cocktail party.
Sternutation.
Alex Williams is checking the ride around 285.
Still seeing the brake lights on the inner loop through DeKalb, 285 east and southbound, starting right around Buford Highway as you make your way through Doraville into Tucker and Clarkston. The outer loop, 285 westbound, jams up around Ashford Dunwoody over to Roswell Road. Then a few more brake lights through the I-75 interchange passing Truist Park. And then you slow again, 285 southbound. Just a little slow, not awful though, on the west side from South Cobb Drive to I-20, the West Freeway. How are we looking on I-85, Andrew Seco?
Which adds some better news. We're not out of the woods yet. They are getting that big rig off to the shoulder. We're on 85 north at Sugarloaf Parkway. That's exit 108, but the brake light's still really It looks like they're taking you all the way back towards Pleasant Hill Road. No need for an alternate, though. Just pack your patience heading into Sewanee. 400 working well, with a little stoppage through Alpharetta, and 75 north scattered volume taking you from Marietta all the way up into Ackworth. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Stop paying for expensive heating and air repairs or home warranties. Get a reliable protection plan for just $14.99 a month and enjoy 100% parts and labor coverage in any age, system, make, or model. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Belinda here for Atlanta Vision Institute. I'm here to introduce you to a new procedure that Dr. Ashraf is performing called laser optics. This changed my life, folks. I was so tired of wearing contacts and glasses. The glasses were not around when I needed them. I had astigmatism, so the contacts didn't fit me well, and I had beginning stages of cataracts. So I went in. I was a great candidate for laser optics. It was a quick, painless procedure. The next day, it was like everything was in HD. The colors were more vibrant. The leaves were more vibrant. The sky was more vibrant. My husband was better looking. Everything was great. Laser optics with Dr. Ashraf, Atlanta Vision Institute. Go to the website 2020atlanta.com to find out more information. Also, take the quiz to see if this is a procedure that's good for you. Your medical insurance may cover it. That's 2020atlanta.com.
When it comes to beautiful, they wrote the book. Siding, paint, windows, and doors gives your home a brand new look.
At Superior Pro, we use the highest quality materials and the best techniques in windows, siding, painting, doors, and more. Plus, all our projects come with an extended labor warranty. Visit SuperiorPro.com for a free in-home design consultation.
Superior Pro, the pros to know.
This was my boyhood dream. Game day in the NFL. And that dream came true for me. Everything was going great for 7 years until one wrong hit put an end to everything. Hi, this is former NFL tight end Mitch Lyons. I was blindsided that fateful Sunday in the NFL, and that injury flipped all my plans upside down. Today, I see how retirement plans can be blindsided. Sudden, unexpected setbacks can jeopardize the goals and dreams you've saved for. That's why at MitchLyonsWealth.com, we show you winning strategies for protecting your savings, maximizing growth, and avoiding common retirement fumbles. MitchLyonsWealth.com helps take your retirement plans into the end zone for a strong finish. Give us a call at 888-471-3896. That's 888-471-3896. MitchLyonsWealth.com, your best game plan to protect, grow, and win retirement.
Georgia Power is proud to support the hardworking line workers who keep the power flowing and our communities going. This is Scott Slade. During Line Workers Appreciation Month this April, it's a good time to remember that line crews are working every day to maintain and upgrade the power grid and are ready at a moment's notice to help restore power in harsh weather conditions. It's a rewarding career. And Georgia Power is looking to develop and hire more line workers, and you can get paid while you train. Visit georgiapower.com/thank-a-line-worker and learn more about the people behind the power.
News, weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
It is 6 o'clock. Good evening. I'm Veronica Waters, live in the WSB 24-hour news center. The news this hour brought to you by Mark Spain Real Estate and WSB's top local story.
Clearly, he saw us as an easy target. 3 young women who were preying out of everyone's way.
First, he apologized for that, and now the ex-husband of Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene reaches a settlement to resolve any and all claims after he spewed racially charged profanities at 3 Muslim women praying near the Al-Falan in Alpharetta.
Perry Greene has already written the $75,000 check to 3 Muslim women he harassed in a now viral video. The settlement comes after Greene privately and publicly apologized and attended services at a local mosque. Nesreen, one of the women seen in the video, says this is not about money and they hope it's a learning experience.
We truly believe that his apology is sincere, and we hope that he goes forward never repeating something like this again.
All of the money has been donated to their local mosque. In Johns Creek, Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
Temperatures up to 86 degrees now in Midtown Atlanta. Fair skies and cooling down to the 50s overnight. How long will the cool temperatures we'll see starting tomorrow stick around? WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast ahead. The GBI makes an arrest in a 24-year cold case that was featured on the show Unsolved Mysteries.
That episode featuring the killing of Travis Silvers aired back in 2009, 8 years after the 51-year-old was found dead in his pickup truck at the parking lot of an Adairsville Wendy's. He'd been shot in the head. Now the GBI says they've arrested a Chatsworth couple in connection to the murder. 74-year-old Gary Fowler and his 73-year-old wife Mary were picked up in Murray County on Friday, and they're currently being held in the Bartow County Jail. The investigation remains open, and anybody with information is asked to call the GBI tip line. Michelle Wright, 95.5 WSB.
Charges are public now against a Lilburn man who was accused of threatening the U.S. Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard. The FBI has charged 24 Ali Akbar Amin on a federal charge of transmitting interstate threats against Gabbard. He allegedly texted threats, including the statement, quote, "You and your family are going to die soon," and he vowed to do it himself if he had to. Agents also say they found social media threats, including images reportedly showing firearms pointed at photos of Tulsi Gabbard and her husband. An instructor at the police academy has been arrested for child molestation.
The Georgia Public Safety Training Center says in a news release that it has terminated the employment of a former instructor after he was arrested by the Walton County Sheriff's Office. Samuel Ray Ham is accused of touching a girl who was under the age of 16 in an inappropriate and sexual manner. Ham worked as a division director at the academy, which trains law enforcement officers. While the investigation is ongoing, the center says it let Ham go for violations of the standards of employee conduct. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation is handling the case. Lisa Nicholas, 95.5 WSB.
A new slow no-wake zone is now in effect near Clarks Bridge on Lake Sidney Lanier, which of course you know is in Hall County. It's part of improving safety for boaters and shoreline visitors. Travis England is with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers.
I think they are just revamping and increasing some of their no-wake zones. Just trying to improve some safety for the boaters and some shoreline visitors.
Boaters are encouraged to stay alert and follow all the new posted signage. A new investment firm is seeking to raise $1.5 billion to put empty office buildings to better use, including here in Atlanta.
The firm Donahue Douglas looks to tap into a flood of vacant office buildings for sale, combined with tax incentives offered in 10 major cities, including Atlanta. Bloomberg reports the office-to-home conversion projects are aimed at helping meet demand for affordable housing in a cheaper and faster way than building homes from scratch. The pandemic caused many employers to rethink their real estate, with one analysis estimating an office vacancy rate of close to 20%. Cheryl Castro, 95.5 WSB.
It is 6:04. The Von Hessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes. But first, we're going to continue your ride home with a live check on your traffic and weather. WSB Triple Team Traffic begins right now with Alex Williams.
Just found some new trouble in Tucker, 285 northbound, the outer loop, Chamblee-Tucker Road, exit 34. It is a crash in the center lane, going to start causing delays for you back toward La Vista Road. 85 northbound up in Gwinnett County. They got that stalled big rig off to the right around Sugarloaf Parkway, but still fighting the brake lights on 316 eastbound. You're jammed up leaving I-85 out of some trouble right around Riverside Parkway. Still a long, slow ride through downtown, Andrew Seco.
That it is. The connector looking a lot like a parking lot instead of a freeway right now. We are seeing heavy delays. 75-85 northbound. The jam starts at University Avenue all the way up to 17th Street. Southbound, the trouble starting just south of 400 on 85. Feeling that pinch all the way back into Buckhead. From the Cool Area Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now, Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast. It's brought to you by Shoemate, the official air conditioning of Atlanta. Here's WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Fair skies and warm this evening. Sunset around 8 o'clock. Temperatures will be in the upper 70s at that time, cooling to the upper 50s, low 60s for tomorrow morning. A cold front will pass through during the morning commute, so an isolated rain shower possible. Drying out for Tuesday afternoon, turning cool with wind gusts as high as 30 miles per hour, and daytime highs will only be in the upper 60s to low 70s. Wednesday, starting off with temperatures in the mid-40s, daytime high near 70. Thursday, mostly sunny, morning low 48, afternoon high 76. Friday, partly cloudy, highs in the mid-80s.
Right now, it's 83 degrees in Alpharetta, where my friend Jenny is working hard. It's 83 in Conyers. We're looking at 86 degrees here in Midtown Atlanta at 6:06. More news at 6:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Veronica Waters, 95.5 WSB.
Hour 4. of the Von Hessler Doctrine begins. I messed it up right now. I think with word of the day, I've decided, let's get back to basics. What was fun about it? I enjoy learning. I'll tell you, that was rhetorical.
Okay.
I love you too.
Thank you. I love just words. This is fun to have the meaning words, right, Trump?
Word of the day.
But then I started adding too much homework. I got to use it before the end of the show. Then Autumn's got to write a story about too much. Let's get back to celebrating.
Keep it
the
simple.
word. Keep it simple. You could add the next word.
Well, you were talking. I didn't want to interrupt. Keep it simple, stupid.
Thank you. Greg Russ is here, so let's do this.
He's a misanthrope, he has a dark heart, and he needs a good psychiatrist. New York. It's Greg Russ with stories from Studio B1.
Monday edition.
It sure is.
You know, the screen in the elevator in my corporate office building has a word of the day.
Oh, no.
Stole it from you. I noticed the other day I got in the elevator.
Well, word of the day has never been. I've never tried to pretend that this is some kind of
earth-shattering.
Earth-shattering.
I
We're
understand
changing
that.
radio. It's just always like, for instance, I won't do birthdays. I won't do celebrity birthdays. If you tell me it's your son's birthday, okay, well that's part of the show. But I won't do celebrity birthdays.
That's why your ratings stink.
And that's, excuse me?
Because you won't do celebrity birthdays. That's what people tune in
That's true.
for. They
I
wanna
don't
know.
care. I go in there every day. They say, look, we've done the research. Eric Von Hessler, we've done the research. People love everything that you're doing. But it's the thing that you're not doing is the reason they're not listening to you. Because people love a good celebrity birthday.
He don't do birthdays like other shows do. That's
And
why I don't. He can
David
be funny
Miller.
as hell. I ain't
And I
listening.
stand up. I say, look, guys, I don't care what you think. Sometimes you got to make a stand in this world. And I am not doing a radio show with
Neil
celebrity
Bortz
birthdays.
did 'em.
Well, I don't care about celebrities. I barely care about the people who are in my life that I know. Why would I give a damn that it's
Sean Hannity does.
Buddy Holly would be 104 today or so? I don't know. Why
David
would I
Mi-
care?
David Miller turns 52 today.
Who's David Miller?
He's a singer. He's the
Oh, good for him. I don't know who he is. Is he good? I know one thing about him. He was born on this day.
That's right.
I had to go online to find out it was Sarah Michelle Gellar's birthday. She's 48, and you could have just told me.
I don't care about Sarah Michelle Gellar. I wish her the best of luck. I
How
have
about
no
Adrian Brody?
Don't care.
52.
Don't care.
He has a huge nose.
Absolutely don't care. You see what you did there? You took a positive, turned it into a negative. That's
What-
why we got to stay away from the
Baker
scandal.
Mayfield, 30.
Don't care.
Rob McElhenney from It's Always Sunny.
He's
Okay,
a
that's
good
enough.
guy.
Come on.
All right, I'm interested, but I don't care.
Peter Capaldi.
Who?
Peter Capaldi.
The best Doctor Who ever?
Yeah.
All right, now you got my attention.
See, maybe
Well,
we
for
do
one
some birthdays.
season.
Do some
They-
birthdays.
They started writing crap for him, and it wasn't his fault. Greg Ross, good to have you on the show.
Yes, thank you.
And my understanding is that you are in Studio B1 and that you have stories that you cannot wait to tell people about. Now, you don't have to, it doesn't have to come out of the headlines. It can come out of your life. It doesn't matter. But the spotlight is on you, Greg Russ, to deliver a story from Studio B1.
Now you've really put me on the spot.
Oh,
because
hell yes, I have.
I was thinking about what I did over the weekend, if there are stories worth telling, but I don't think
Pretty boring weekend?
Yeah.
Wow.
I sit around.
See, you're not
Yeah,
like-
we had. I mean, it wasn't even a boring weekend. It's just boring for the show.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to hear about that stuff.
Well, you're just sitting around.
Well, I did more than sit around.
I had a whole week off, Greg, and I recognized this. It really, I mean, I've recognized it before, but it really came home to
effed
roost.
with you.
That because my wife left town in the middle of the week. That I was
Where
on
were
vaca-
you?
I was at home.
Oh, that was so.
I was at
it
home.
Just a staycation.
Basically, it's just a staycation, and I realized that if I don't have to prepare for the show, or I'm not dealing with my friends and loved ones, my family, I cease to exist. There's
I heard this.
no reason.
Earlier in the show, I heard you open
Yeah.
the show with it, and Jared loved it for some reason.
Well, because
I've
he
never
wants to
heard him
take
laugh
over.
Harder.
He senses resignation, and he wants to take over. So he's a power grabber. He's a
Oh,
career.
that's right.
He thinks you
Always
get to
go-
name your successor. Is that the way it works?
Huh?
I got it. He thinks you get to name your successor.
Oh no. But he's got his ins with the people. Who knows what's going on above me? They look at me. They're like, he's good, but he's weird.
So he might retire.
he could be taken.
How can you out me like that,
I
Greg?
really
My
think-
goodness, man.
I really think that's if I could sum up my immediate bosses, I think that's how I could. Well, he's good, but he's weird.
I was just
need a plan B.
I just caught my attention, Jared. I was listening, and I've never heard you laugh so hard.
I just think
I
it's-
didn't.
It amazes me with Eric. Like
The fact that I cease to exist without you.
No, I'm just like on vacation.
You complete me, Jared.
My whole thing is if I knew that I had a week off coming up, I
You
would
would start drinking immediately.
not even drinking.
and
I would
you
just be like
I
planning.
know.
I have the travel bug, man.
I know.
That's my thing. I love to travel.
He
And
has wanderlust
Yes,
that he
he does.
cannot satiate.
Yes, so I
Wanderlust implies that you just go and you just go someplace and you just keep moving. He plans everything.
Well, he's got wanderlust if
Controlled
if
wanderlust.
the destination has alcohol.
Yes.
He's
have
not
to have
going to
alcohol.
wanderlust himself into some sort of society
Oman.
that doesn't drink.
He's got a
What
Muscat.
I like to do is I like to make sure that if I'm going to a new place that I do like the historical and the fun museum part of
Why?
things
That's BS.
during the daylight hours, and then at night I do like to find out what's going on with the scene at night.
Why do you like to take those tours of the city? And in our city, in the year 1871, Sally
The history
Crenshaw.
tours- the history tours can be all right.
Cares.
Especially if you're going to Europe
I'm
or
not
something.
a big tour person, but there are some tours that could be interesting.
What, like serial killer tours? Or
Those
something?
are fun.
I don't know if they're fun, but they would certainly be interesting. I
Jeffrey
wouldn't want
Dahmer clubbed a guy right here.
Yeah.
That
All right.
dragged him up the steps.
All right, everybody get your pictures. We only have 5 minutes.
And now, if I'm going to
Moving
St.
on.
Louis or something like that, I don't think I'd be doing a lot of the tours in St. Louis. But if I'm going
No, but you're going to get in that arch.
If I'm going to go, if I'm going to go to
Stop!
if I'm going to Amsterdam or something like that, oh, you best believe I'm going to do the
Red
the
light
tours
district?
and everything. Absolutely, I'm going to do all that.
Oh, you're
on
going to
there.
go prostituting?
Wow,
all that?
I don't think it's legalized there.
It is legal.
The
there.
red,
Yes, that's what
red
the red
light
light district is.
They
I
sit
thought
in windows and then you go in and go in the back room.
I thought it
and
was
then 10
just.
seconds later you leave.
I thought for some reason they got rid of it though. Is that not true? I
Wait a
thought
minute,
that
10
they got rid-
seconds later, you leave.
Oh,
Every
I've never
once in a
been.
while, a gentleman
I've
shows
never
up
been.
who gives them 2.5 of the greatest minutes of their life.
Okay.
Now, Amsterdam does still have the red light district, but they do want to get rid of tourists. I hear that city is transformed. Like, there's parts of the city where people who live there don't have access to grocery stores because everything's catering to tourists who show up for the red light district.
Well, and they also for the,
Yeah,
I guess
for-
for the free drugs.
Less so these days
yeah,
for us.
you're getting the free drugs.
Germany is
in other
legal
areas.
now, too.
Is Germany legal?
Weed is legal, and they have brothels.
Well, I think if you look at the history of Germany, they need weed. So I
you need to
don't-
stay
I don't-
calm.
I don't have a problem.
Yeah, let them go down.
Like, yeah,
don't let
so-
them go up. Let them go down.
Let a German get home at night angry about something, and then a couple hours later just have his feet up. Wow, man. You know what?
a life. No worries. No anger. I will not invade Poland.
I think that's good. That's good for the planet.
Germans going down.
We don't need the dancing corridor anymore. Very good.
It's like that show on CNN has, you talk about like places. Like there's a new show called My Happy Place, where they have famous people tell you about the city or town that they love the most.
Yeah, that sounds awful.
Like I see Questlove. Well,
Who
I'd like
cares?
to see him play music. I'm not interested remotely in his favorite My Happy Place. These are
That's
people.
how I form all of my opinions. That's how I decide where to go next and the places to visit in that location.
My Happy Place.
Yes, that's
I think
my
that-
go-to.
If I was a business owner, I would be smart enough to know that I couldn't tell you this. But anybody who mentioned their happy place, they would not be working. It just tells you so much about the person.
Well, I think we found out the
First, they live in the past, and it's idealized, and they can never actually attain it again, so they're always miserable.
Well, based off the opening of the show, I think your happy place is right here at WSB, Eric.
It sure
I
is.
think this is what it is. This is
Well,
your
here's
happy
the thing.
place.
This is where degrees matter. My happiest place.
Fair.
Now, relatively, how happy that makes me, I would put my family in front of the show, but it's the only thing.
So were you
Sundays
bored?
during
I was
Bills.
bored. I was bored, and I couldn't think of any way to be interested in anything.
What did you end up doing?
I was
Just
reading that
staring
book,
at
Fight.
YouTube videos. Oh, you read a
YouTube.
book.
I read the book Fight. It's an easy book. It's fun. It's Bob Woodward started this stuff where you these sort of beach reads. politics. A lot of fun.
You
I
were
read
gonna
that, but it
write.
was an easy. I was.
You didn't write?
See, now here you go. Now you're making me feel guilty.
No, you told everybody you were gonna write.
Right, because that's what I thought. I thought I'm gonna go work on other things. I have other ideas.
Oh, so you did
What are we
nothing?
gonna write?
I did work a little bit on the podcast idea, but I still cannot. I think I have a better idea, which is it's not a podcast, but how to get it all. I got forces against me, people. I'm not being paranoid. I got forces. You sign things, and yeah, it's great because you get stuff, but then you look and getting, oh, did I say I couldn't do that? So I got to figure out how to do this
Gotta
stuff.
look at the fine print.
Yeah, I got to start looking at the fine print before I sign. See, this is a mistake I've been making. Usually what happens, I sign, and then like 3 weeks later I go, what the hell did I sign? Oh, I can't do that, and I can't do that. And
This really cracks Jared up. You must be hitting on something that he doesn't admit to himself. Like maybe he's lost and the booze is the cover up for it. But there's something about this he's finding very funny.
Jared, are you lost in using booze to cover up for it?
Not at all.
Well,
Not at all. I think what's
he denies the accusation.
No, I just think it's. I think in some ways what I
Hold
find
on,
about.
stop. Let's go to traffic.
I can't even respond.
You can respond when we get back.
After the break.
Okay.
After
I have so much to say.
You know,
about
as radio hacks have been saying forever, on the other side. Alex Williams says there's a crash on the connector in Midtown.
We found it on the Jam Cam, Eric, 7585 southbound, just before you exit off at North Avenue, exit number 249. It's in a center lane, just adding to the already slow ride back to the 85-400 merge. It's actually helped out the ride a little bit south of there. It kind of breaks free, but still on and off the brakes down to I-20. Northbound, you're seeing the delay from University Avenue up past Freedom Parkway. The big jam we've been tracking into Lawrenceville has been a stall in the left lane, 316 eastbound at Riverside Parkway. We also got a crash on 285 in Tucker, Andrew Seco.
That we do. Moving a little bit slowly into center lane, 285 north. That's the outer loop at Chamblee Tucker Road, exit 34. Making things a little bit interesting on your ride up to Spaghetti Junction. Elsewhere, second worst of it looks to be leaving Doraville as you leave Sandy Springs as well. 285 west, seeing the brake lights from 400 all the way down past Riverside Drive. That's exit 24. This report sponsored by Wendy's $5 Biggie Bag. The Wendy's $5 Biggie Bag is the best deal in fast food for a lot of reasons, some of which include a JBC, 4-piece nugs, junior fries, and a small soft drink. For the best deal of all time, gotta be Wendy's. U.S. price and participation may vary. From the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
It pays to have the WSB radio app. Download it today and get ready for the Blitz. The WSB 5K a day bonus Blitz. 5 chances every weekday to win $1,000.
Well, what a blessing that is. Thank you so very much. I really appreciate that.
The WSB 5K a day bonus Blitz. From 95.5 WSB begins Monday, April 21st. On 95.5 WSB. Download the WSB radio app now.
Storm season officially here, friends, and it wreaks havoc on your house and your roof. It's Mark Aram here. If you truly want peace of mind about your roof, and for many years to come, ask Dr. Roof about their lifetime warranty. Dr. Roof's warranty means they have your roof covered for the lifetime of your roof, and if anything comes up, Dr. Roof will take care of it. You never have to worry about a thing. They stand behind it since they've been in business for over 35 years. Now that is peace of mind. All the info online at drroof.com.
WSB Atlanta, WSB BFM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
Cancer upends your life. We're doing all we can to change that. At Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University, we're reimagining the care experience to ease the burden of cancer with experts in your cancer and the research, trials, and treatments you can only get here. All so you can focus on what matters most, the best chance of living a full life. Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University. Cancer care designed around you and your life. EmoryHealthcare.org/Winship.
Pro athletes and attorneys count on George Stein, the DUI lawyer. Hey, it's Eric Von Hassler. George Stein has been a personal and professional friend for decades. He literally wrote the book on DUI defense in Georgia. I trust him, and you can too. GeorgeStein.com.
At CertaPro Painters, we know that a happy place comes in many colors, like ones that inspire a sense of wonder, or a new flavor that makes life just a little bit sweeter, or one to celebrate those moments that lift you to new heights. With thousands of 5-star reviews, you can trust us to bring happiness home. CertaPro Painters. That's painting happy. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Contractor license and registration information is available at CertaPro.com.
funny. They said my happy place in that one, but wasn't exactly what we were talking about. I don't understand, Greg. Why do celebrities... I don't know why anyone does. Why are people so proud of where they came from? I get it as a nation, right? Okay. I belong to one tribe, America. That's it. Not Georgia, and then Roswell, and then the
Even
South.
then, you didn't choose. I feel like it makes more sense to have pride if you moved to a place. You chose to build a life there, and you made it work in that location. Then you're proud. Like, hey, but just because you were born in a place.
Yeah, who cares?
Means nothing.
It's just not interesting. And now CNN's going to Questlove. There's a million things I'd like to ask Questlove. Where his happy place is not one of them. I have no interest whatsoever.
You know, it's hard for me because I wasn't born in a place where even if you wanted to be proud, it's hard to be proud. Dover, Delaware. So
hey,
maybe,
come on, man.
maybe that's why I can't understand.
Nice place. You got a racetrack? Good ice cream shop? He was born at the racetrack. It wasn't there at the time, but he was basically born at... Weren't you born where the racetrack is? Isn't that an Air Force? Wouldn't that used to be an Air Force?
I think it's right next to the Air Force Base. The Air Force Base has been in the same location.
Whenever you see NASCAR at Dover, that's you know that Greg Russ was born within 100 yards of that place.
That may be a reason. If I was born in an exciting place, maybe I would have latched on. Yeah, it's so amazing.
People are
repping
gave
birth here. What if she was on
area
vacation?
Codes. What
if my mom was pregnant and she was on vacation and she gave birth early and I was born in some city I didn't live in? Would I be proud of that city?
Well, that's my answer. I was born in Syracuse. We lived there for 4 weeks, stealing electricity from the neighbors, and then we moved on.
Syracuse pride.
And my dad, well, I have pride about that. My people are from Rochester, New York. I have people that I love there, but I'm not going to rep it. Nobody cares. Why would anybody care? It's such a lazy. You see all this stuff now where it's like, oh, we can't get ratings for this or that. Well, why would you? If you're getting interesting people, Questlove is an interesting person. You're going to sit him down and talk to him about his happy place? Why should you get any ratings? You shouldn't is the answer.
They don't.
Well, I know they don't, but this is part of their trying to, isn't it? Like with the documentaries and all these new shows.
They have the Misinformation Show, or what's it called? Misinfonation Show.
Oh, there you go.
There's a bunch of them like that on CNN.
And I believe their research...
they're doing a lot of documentaries now, too.
I think their research is suggesting that that the audience thinks they want positive news or positive feedback, when in reality, I don't think that's going to get them ratings.
Conflict is the essence of drama.
Exactly.
If it bleeds, it leads. Now, you've got to lead with the bleed, but if you're a good news program, you can back that up with some deeper, more interesting stuff.
A big panel, right? Big panel.
You can't just say, hey, it's the good news show. That's not going to go anywhere.
What if Questlove's happy place is a slaughterhouse because he loves beef so much?
Well, that would be fantastic. But
I'd watch that. It bleeds.
My guess is he's not going to say someplace where I could see animals bleed for hours at a time. My guess is that will not be his answer. Because that would be wildly interesting.
Well,
but it's just campus crap, right? It's the kind of thing sociology professors think is important. Tell us about
there's
your
the
home.
human interest part of it. The whole
Who cares?
There was the human interest that was big with shows like This American Life, where it was just normal people, and then normal people weren't interesting enough, so they went to the celebrities, and then they started asking them the same questions. See, they're normal like us. They have lives. You want to know what they do in their lives? They're not always on screen. They're not always on stage. Come on, let's dig into that.
Yeah, because they were failing. Obviously, they'd already done it. Not everything should be on forever. Von Hessler doctrine is another one. Should not be on forever. Nothing should be on forever.
Like The Simpsons.
Like The Simpsons.
Hey, they just signed a 4-year deal, though.
How smart. Yeah, but nobody can. Nobody's
It's
excited about that.
embarrassing how long that show's been on. They should be embarrassed.
Nobody talks about that show anymore. Can I tell you, in the 90s, this show came up in conversations with interesting people and what happened, and some very high-level humor. Nobody talks about it anymore, but The Simpsons is now content. And it's an IP. It's known content. So now we're not trying to come up with the next thing that is the next Simpsons, right? What we're trying to do is get any ratings we can because people recognize the name of the show.
Where's the money come from? Apparently these actors are still making $300,000 an episode.
Yeah,
Where's the money for the show coming from? The advertisers are still paying that much?
Pfizer. And another thing when you bring that up with actors. Movies, nobody goes to the movies anymore except for a crappy thing like Minecraft. That's not a movie. That's a Six Flags ride. Right, but I mean, a lot of good movies are just bombing at the box office. So people don't even. So now it's gotten to the point where they've removed the wokeness. There's no wokeness in Minecraft, but it's completely brain dead. I mean, it looks unwatchable. What has it made? $500 billion around the world?
It's insane. It's made a
Has
lot of money.
anybody watched a commercial of this and thought, oh my God, I've got to see that? I've never seen Jack Black do that. Alex Williams says there's a crash on 285 in Tucker.
Hero just pulled up to the center lane crash. Hopefully going to get it off to the right. 285 northbound, the outer loop. Chamblee Tucker Road, exit 34. Slow in the ride there up to I-85. 285 east and southbound. Still seeing some brake lights from Buford Highway for the ride down to Highway 78, the Stone Mountain Freeway. Been watching a crash in downtown, Andrew Seco.
That we have. Hero just pulled up on the scene. We're in a center lane connector southbound 7585 at 10th Street. That's exit 250. Those delays adding with the volume, slowing you back all the way back past 400 on 85 proper. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Stop paying for expensive heating and air repairs or home warranties. Get a reliable protection plan for just $14.99 a month and enjoy 100% parts and labor coverage on any age, system, make, or model. Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
Your roof has been impacted. Heavy rain, strong winds, damaging storms. Home Fix-It show host Dave Baker here. I recommend you get a free roof analysis from my award-winning roofer, Findlay Roofing. No obligation, no charge. FindlayRoofing.com. Roof.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for mouth-watering meals and appetizing ingredients. Our low prices add up to big savings, plus over $600 in digital coupons each week, and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. At Kroger, you always get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Now's a great time to stock up on Del Monte canned vegetables. Select varieties are on sale for only $1 each with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
So you're losing your hair and you need a simple solution that works, but you want the best. It's Mark Arum here. Modern technology, top-rated physicians. You want something that's guaranteed to work. Guys, you need Advanced Hair. Advanced Hair's completely redefined hair restoration, from the experience itself to the unmatched results they produce. Receding hairline, bald spot, thinning hair, address them all with a simple one-day treatment in a calm, relaxed environment with experienced pros. Advanced Hair has performed tens of thousands of breakthrough advanced FUE treatments, and get this, your own natural hair begins to regrow the very next day. No one else in Atlanta can offer the advanced FUE found at Advanced Hair. Fix your hair loss today, starting with your free consultation, and you'll also get $500 off if you move forward. Call 470-660-HAIR. Refine your hairline with the team that's redefined hair restoration. And don't forget to ask about that Advanced Hair Guarantee, 470-660-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
Hey, this is Belinda for the board-certified plastic surgeons at Marietta Plastic Surgery. The plastic surgeons and estheticians at Marietta Plastic Surgery have been taking care of my needs for years. Doctors West, McNeil, Hanna, and Biswas have served Atlanta for over 25 years, providing both surgical and non-surgical treatments. They're recognized for their commitment to patient care and satisfaction, and were featured in the Atlantan Magazine list of top doctors. The temperature's starting to rise and summer's just around the corner. Are you ready for the pool, lake, or beach? Whether you're considering enhancements for your face, body, or breast, their experts are here to guide you. Marietta Plastic Surgery offers a range of med spa treatments which provide youthful, glowing skin, including Botox and fillers, microneedling, Diamond Glow, hydrofacials, and Morpheus 8. Contact them today for a consultation. Visit MariettaPlasticSurgery.com.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
It's 6:30. I'm Veronica Waters. The news this half hour is brought to you by the Lloyd Advisory Group. WSB's top local story. It's a cold case nearly a quarter century old, featured on a national TV series. Now, the GBI makes an arrest.
The murder of Travis Silvers has stumped authorities for 24 years. It was even featured on Unsolved Mysteries back in 2009. The 51-year-old man was found shot to death with a bullet in his head, sitting in his pickup truck in the parking lot of an Adairsville Wendy's off of I-75 back on March 10th of 2001. Now, GBI agents announced they've arrested a married couple out of Chatsworth, charging them in the killing. 74-year-old Gary Fowler and his wife, 73-year-old Mary Fowler, are currently being held in the Bartow County Jail. Agents say the case is open and active. Michelle Wright, 95.5 WSB.
It's 85 degrees now in Midtown Atlanta. WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards says it's going to get cooler overnight under fair skies. Wake-up temperatures as low as the mid-50s. Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast is coming up. It's Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast. It's a showdown now between the Trump administration and the nation's wealthiest university. Despite threats to some $9 billion in federal funds, Harvard is refusing demands to overhaul diversity programming and limit student protests.
Harvard President Dr. Alan Garber issuing a letter to the Harvard community saying, quote, no government, regardless of which party is in power, should dictate what private universities can teach. Garber says the administration is demanding Harvard audit the viewpoints of students, faculty, and staff and rein in power based on the person's ideological views. President Garber says the university will not negotiate over its independence or its constitutional rights. Sherry Small for CBS News, Boston.
In Atlanta, a new lawsuit is challenging the cancellation of international student visas, impacting several Georgia universities.
The suit filed by Atlanta immigration attorney Charles Cook says the international students had their visas revoked without notice in violation of their rights. The complaint is asking the judge to issue a temporary restraining order to allow the students to continue their education. University officials won't say how many Georgia students have been impacted, but students in this lawsuit are from Georgia Tech, UGA, Emory, and Kennesaw State. Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
An immigration attorney in Boston says she got emailed a letter that was telling her that she needed to self-deport within a week. Thing is, Nicole Micharoni says she was born, raised, and went to college in Massachusetts.
There's a lot of people that are perfectly within their rights to stay here and are being told to leave, and a lot of people don't know the difference.
There's word that President Trump has decided, meanwhile, that a strip of land along 3 southwestern border states will be placed under the jurisdiction of the military in a bid to counter illegal immigration. Lori Levinson is with Loyola Law School.
The problem with this is that we have the Posse Comitatus Act, a federal law that prohibits U.S. troops from being used to enforce domestic law enforcement on American soil.
Stay tuned for developments there. In a section of Lake Lanier near Clark's Bridge, boaters are going to find the rules are a little different now.
Buoys and signage are already out, indicating a new slow no-wake zone in effect near Clark's Bridge on Lake Lanier. The Army Corps of Engineers Travis England says violators won't always get a citation, but there could be a time.
If you're caught going, full throttle through a no wake zone and it's reckless and it's endangering others, that could be, leading towards an actual full citation.
England says it's all about keeping things safe for those on and around the lake. Lisa Nicholas, 95.5 WSB.
A little bit of an embarrassing moment for Vice President J.D. Vance on the south lawn of the White House today, and gasps could be heard from the audience as the White House honored Ohio State's NCAA champion football team when the trophy broke. It happened when the team captains went to pick up the trophy and hand it to the vice president. That's when the top completely broke off the base. Vance, though, took the top part and held it up while someone else held the other part. He kind of made a joke that said he didn't want anybody else after Ohio State to get the trophy, so he decided to break it. It's 6:34, time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. One thing that's working very well, never broken, is the synchronicity of our WSB triple team traffic, Alex Williams.
We always have you covered. That is the truth, Veronica. And right now we're covering 285 into DeKalb County, where here units are holding all lanes. 285 northbound, the outer loop, Chamblee Tucker Road, exit 34 to drag a crash off to the right. That's why you're stacked up back toward La Vista Road. Once they get off to the shoulder, it will start to improve. Before that, 285 eastbound, slowing in the right lanes, leaving Chamblee, Dunwoody. All those cars trying to exit onto Peachtree Boulevard there. Earlier stall, all gone. 316 eastbound in Gwinnett County and Lawrenceville at Riverside Parkway. So we're in recovery mode as we leave I-85. With 85 north, just sluggish, leaving 285 for the ride up into Duluth. How's the crash we've been looking in downtown, Andrew Seco?
Well, they just moved it off to the right, Alex. Moving a lot better as we speak. 75-85 south, right getting past 10th Street. That's exit 250. We are seeing those delays. Downtown Connector is always the last one for the volume to dissipate. Right now, we're slow northbound from I-20 up to 17th. Southbound, those delays still starting south of 400 on 85. A bit of a tough ride as you're leaving Buckhead. From the Corey Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
And now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast with WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Fair skies and warm this evening. Sunset around 8 o'clock. Temperatures will be in the upper 70s at that time, cooling to the upper 50s, low 60s for tomorrow morning. A cold front will pass through during the morning commute, so an isolated rain shower possible. Drying out for Tuesday afternoon. afternoon turning cool with wind gusts as high as 30 miles per hour, and daytime highs will only be in the upper 60s to low 70s. Wednesday starting off with temperatures in the mid 40s, daytime high near 70. Thursday mostly sunny, morning low 48, afternoon high 76. Friday partly cloudy, highs in the mid 80s.
It's 82 degrees right now in Dunwoody, 82 in Mableton, 84 in Midtown Atlanta at 6:36. More news at 7 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Veronica Waters, 95.5 WSB.
I'm going to let you in on a little secret. When garage doors break, they usually don't break all at once. They don't just up and die. They die slowly. Garage doors complain a bit before they crap out, squeaking and sticking and shaking and grinding. They go down part way and then stop and go back up for no reason. But they hardly ever just end up dead with no symptoms and no long goodbye. If you ignored the signs, that dead door is on you. At Mo Better Garage, we make that way mo better. Our 19-point seasonal maintenance check makes sure everything's healthy. Oil the chain, check the rollers, realign the tracks, talk to you about how things are going, and look into any symptoms that might have you worried. Catch problems early, and your garage door should be around to play with the grandkids and talk about the old days when all this was just farmland.
Mo Better Garage, we make it way more better.
MoBetterGarage.com.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
Pro athletes and attorneys count on George Stein, the DUI lawyer. You can too. GeorgeStein.com.
At Superior Pro, we use the highest quality materials and the best techniques in windows, siding, painting, doors, and more. Visit SuperiorPro.com.
Superior Pro, the pros to know.
Well, was it on Friday? The White House doctor. What a cushy gig. Yeah. You're just basically giving out pills all day long. Who's saying no? What's it? I mean, Greg, there was. I don't know if it was the first Trump administration or I just sort of. And then I thought this probably happens in all administrations. Like you're just the doctor with the pills, right? When you're in the White House. I mean, I'm sure somebody could have a heart attack. A lot of visitors come through, and there's a whole staff there that need to be, taken care of. But I would like to know how much the White House doctor is just a pill factory.
Oh, I'm sure.
Everybody stressed out. Hey, doc, election's in 3 days. We're not even allowed to sleep. Help me out.
Adderall.
Come on, something. Help me out.
Give me a little.
But anyway, he pronounced the President of the United States to be completely fit. And
Fit as a fiddle. Fit as a fiddle. Turns out there's no such thing as too much Diet Coke.
Yeah, this is what we've learned. If Trump truly is fit as a fiddle, what is he, 79 or something? If he is, at that age, fit as a fiddle, then that's the best thing the Coke people have heard in years. It's like, apparently you just drink all the Diet Coke you want.
There's a lot of preservatives in it. You brought it up, too. It's also those genetics, too, right? I mean,
that's all it is, because you have people who smoke packs and packs of cigarettes and nothing ever happens
Yeah.
to them. And then you have someone who smoked for 3 years and they get lung cancer.
It's in the DNA, basically.
Trump's
Although
got-
that can be cut short by foolish behavior or, happening to find yourself around murderous individuals. But if you are allowed the full length of what your DNA can give you, it's pretty much in there in your DNA as to what your natural lifespan would be. What were you going to say about McDonald's?
Well, I was just thinking of his diet. Steak, McDonald's, Diet Coke.
Yeah. Well,
I
we
don't
don't
know
know
for sure. I know at the
Behind
White
scenes,
House,
he
you
could be
have
like
you have a
eating,
chef.
he could be eating caviar.
even
He just doesn't want anybody to know.
Even McDonald's has got a salad option.
Maybe
Yeah,
he's
but
gonna
nobody eats it.
Yeah, remember how the salad was actually worse than the burger?
Yeah.
when
Yeah,
actually
they did a
looked
thing
It
at
had
where
it?
like more sugar
Yeah.
than the apple
Well,
pie.
everything does, though. I think it's gotten to the point now you can't point fingers at anything. I'm trying, not really trying, but intellectually, opening my mind to what would it be like to get rid of sugar? Do you know how hard it is?
Oh, my mom has done it, and she was like like an addict basically with sugar and including alcohol, and she's cut it out.
Now, my understanding is for the first 2 or 3 weeks, you feel like you have the flu, because the reality is, and then so the people that I've been reading their stuff, then they say if you can get through like the first month, you'll never have the craving again. But apparently,
What you can do is you don't have to cut it out completely, but like give yourself healthier sugars. So like
Sure.
like an orange or something.
But it's all bad.
And then, right, but I'm saying it'll get you to a place where at
Yes.
least you're not like flipping out and like crawling on the ceiling.
I
You just
agree,
take those
but-
tablets that make everything taste sweet, so then you
Ooh,
can-
those are fun. Go. What are those berries?
Oh, yeah.
Something.
My guess is that that you're better off if you're going to try this. You should just. It seems like a cold turkey situation.
have to do it
because
cold
I don't
turkey.
think Autumn. I think you're probably right, but I think if I was doing that kind of thing, then I would just slowly just go back to having a bunch of it. I know your mom didn't, but
Well,
apparently
you have to change behavior too. So
Apparently,
it's not.
I did not know this, and I'm not a doctor, so I'm just streaming something out here that I didn't know. Your body is supposed to produce its own sugar. Are you aware of this? Can you look this up, George Clark? My understanding from the stuff that I've been reading, which could be total BS, who knows, when it comes to health, right? But apparently your body is supposed to produce its own, and it doesn't know how to anymore because we've been bombarding it with all these
We
sugars.
subsidize it with sugar.
So that first 2.5, 3 weeks, when you feel like you have the flu, it's just because the body's like, we're waiting for more sugar.
Where's the sugar?
Is that why,
And
is
then
that
at
why
some-
carbs?
Hold on. Then at some point, the body goes, oh, I guess they're not coming. We need to start producing this stuff again. Am I right or am I
you're right.
George?
Gluconeogenesis is the process.
And also playing Coachella.
Oh, next week.
Next weekend.
It's gonna be fire.
Yeah.
I think
Really closing it out.
that's why carbohydrates are considered sugar because
Right.
once you eat it, it's converted into glucose, and so that's part of the
So
production.
I'm going to
of
bring this
sugar.
to the economy. It's like you don't know where to start, right? It's like I think it would be a good idea to not be hooked on sugar, but everything that's around you makes it unbelievably difficult to even attempt.
I didn't know milk had sugar in it.
Yes,
But isn't it natural? It's not added.
It's not added.
still sugar.
Yeah.
That's the
Comes from
first
happy
thing.
cows.
That's the first thing. That's the first thing. Just because the sugar comes from fruit doesn't make it good for you. It's still sugar. Your body should have a certain amount of sugar. Now, if you get your sugar from an orange as opposed to Skittles, I would imagine you're better off.
Well, the benefit of the fiber in the orange
Right.
is going to outweigh any negative of the sugar.
Orange juice compared to Skittles, not much better. You could
Orange
get some
juice is
vitamin C.
terrible.
You could make the argument, but sugar-wise, just as bad.
But see,
Unless
so-
you strain the orange yourself.
So how do we have this? So we end up in this situation where, boy, it seems like it's a good idea to get off of sugar, but everything is maxed out to sugar all the time, and I've been living 60 years on sugar. So it makes it very difficult because there's that beginning, you're going to have 2 weeks where it's going to be real hard. You don't want to go through that flu-like thing. It's terrible. I feel like the same kind of thing's going on with the economy right now. And I mentioned this earlier with the best way, Tim Dillon put it the best with this.
I don't know if it'll work, but he's not wrong.
That's I don't know if I can give up sugar, but I know it's not wrong to try. It's kind of the same thing. You know, when we have been punting and punting and punting, and our politicians have been running up this debt to now where when you say 37 trillion, only 6 weeks ago it's, we'll get this. Yeah, we're almost at 38. You know, this economy has been, and with Congress not passing budgets, everything is just punted down, punted down, punted down. And just like what Doge is doing, which is disruptive, but I feel necessary, this is the same situation with the economy. I don't know if this is going to work, but I also don't know how bad things would have gotten if we didn't break it. And I don't know that we haven't broken it. You know, we're $37 trillion in debt. And now it's time for Eric Von Hessler. At least once a year, I have to kind of do this and make sure that I get it right. $1 million is $1,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
$1 billion is $1,000 million. $1 trillion is $1,000 billion. So before you get to one, you have to go through 1,000 billion. And we're $37,000 billion in debt. And everything that's done, just like with the sugar, is made to feel like, oh, don't do it now. Now's not the time. It's just too tough for people. You just can't. It's all manufactured. And believe me, the whole thing is brought to you by the same people who have kept you in foreign wars forever. But that doesn't mean I'm endorsing the idea. I'm agreeing with Tim Dillon.
I don't know if it'll work, but he's not wrong.
I might put it this way. It's probably not going to work, but he's not wrong. We don't know how bad this economy, where it was going to take us in 5 years or 10 years. So we'll never have anything to compare it with. My guess and my hope is a lot of this is bluster. Trump backs down at the right point in these things, and the world needs us right now, as messed up as we are. That first week after the tariffs,
that was wild.
What did we learn, though?
That it'll come right back.
What we learned was there's no other market out there in the world that's considered a flight to safety where everybody took their money. So we're still the hottest chick on campus.
Hey, President Bernie Sanders in 2028 is going to fix things when he's 100 years old.
You're darn right.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Me and AOC, my running mate.
Yeah. I see that
interesting.
I'm sorry. Wait, we got a break and then we'll come back. Alex Williams has better news on 285 and Tucker.
Yeah, it took a few minutes where they held all lanes, but got the crash to the right. Everything is now back open. 285 northbound, the outer loop, Chamblee Tucker Road, exit 34. The brake lights leaving Highway 29, Lawrenceville Highway will start to get better. Elsewhere, downtown, still seeing a few brake lights, but that is quickly improving well. 75, 85 southbound. We'll call it sluggish now from 17th Street down to I-20. Speaking of, might have some new trouble on I-20 in DeKalb County, Andrew Seco.
That we might. Looking at not a lot of traffic getting through on the jam cam here. Something obviously jamming you up. We're going to dig in, find out what it is. I-20 westbound, you're slow from Panola Road all the way back towards the Mall of Stonecrest. No need for an alternate right now. Just be sure to pack your patience approaching 285. This board sponsored by Georgia Commute Options. With Georgia Commute Options, you can get more out of every mile. Earn prizes, gift cards, and other cool deals when you switch from driving alone to a cleaner trip. More at mygco.com. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
When the news matters to you.
The massive project at 285 and Georgia 400 has been a big improvement.
95.5 WSB has you covered.
The latest incident comes when a SWAT team is called after a suspect.
Your 24/7 news
They
source.
had no ties to a gang.
When you need the story, all you need to do is listen. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's breaking news station.
When my grandfather, Jim Ellis, started our business in 1971, he knew it would be difficult to please every customer. However, that didn't stop him from trying. Hi, I'm Stacy Ellis, Vice President of the Jim Ellis Automotive Group. For over 50 years, we've built our reputation on honesty, effort, and doing what's best for our customers. That means transparent pricing and a commitment to making your car buying experience quick, easy, and convenient. We work hard to help you find the right car at the right price with a shopping experience designed around you, whether you shop in person or online at jimellis.com. Are we perfect? No. Sometimes things don't go as smoothly as we hope. Maybe there's a miscommunication or an unforeseen hiccup. We get it. When that happens, we don't make excuses, we work to make it right. That's why last year we earned nearly 14,000 positive reviews from customers who trust us to do the right thing. When you're ready for your next vehicle, trust the name that's been doing right by customers for more than 50 years. Jim Ellis Automotive, where you can always expect the best.
Hi, this is Candace from Exovations, and have I got a tip for you. Don't just take my word for it. For over 20 years, you've heard me on the radio sharing remodeling advice. But if you really want to know what sets Exovations apart, go read our reviews. You'll see words like amazing work, incredible experience from start to finish, and again, stress-free. But don't just listen to me. Listen to our reviews. Google Exovations or visit exovations.com.
It's the active season here in the ATL. Are you going to be active or inactive because of chronic joint pain? Hey, it's Mark Aaron back from my pals at QC Kinetics. I want you to know something. The medical pros at QC Kinetics right here in Atlanta are on the case and focused to finally get you the relief you need. With QC Kinetics, the science solid. They give you your life back without surgery, without drugs, and without any downtime. Get out and be active this summer. Golfing, swimming, tennis. Heck, pickleball seems to be picking up speed. Get out there and be active. Don't let your chronic joint pain hold you back. Curious if you'd be a candidate for these treatments? No problem. Consultation totally free, and they're happy to take a look and see if they can help you finally get relief. Call now and find out how easy it is to get back to enjoying life without chronic joint pain. Now, the best time to get started. Call QC Kinetics now, 770-285-8026. That's 770-285-8026 for QC Kinetics.
Hope. It's more than a word. It's a breakthrough in the making. At City of Hope, we're pushing the boundaries of science, targeting cancer at the molecular level, with teams of experts working together to personalize a treatment plan right down to your DNA with unprecedented speed, making every second count, with appointments in as little as 24 hours. City of Hope, advancing cancer care at life-saving speed. Learn more at cityofhope.org.
Greg is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Hi, I'm Greg. I'm not an actor. I'm just a regular person. 8 years ago, I just didn't feel like I was on my game. I started taking Prevagen, and I want people to know that Prevagen has worked for me. Give it a try. I want it to help you just like it has helped me.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? When it comes to Big Wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Switch to Consumer Cellular to get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Plans start at just $20 a month, and now for a limited time, new customers can get their second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit a store near you, or consumercellular.com and start saving today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
As I was swimming in ennui during my vacation, my staycation, I did have a thought. I'll run it by you guys here because
But you
can look a little weird.
Sinking into the fading echo.
Yes.
Of existence.
Yes.
See, now I'm laughing about it. Now I'm on board with laughing
Oh
at you
no,
here.
I could have two people after my job. I gotta look. Keep your head on a swivel. Keep your head on a swivel. But I had a thought for a brand new image for Eric Von Hessler. And I'll run it by you guys now. So the idea is I'm a 60-year-old guy who wears leather pants. What do you think?
Why did you test that first?
You're just grasping onto anything.
That's right,
you
leather
think of.
pants.
Like, is this me? If I don't have radio, am I leather pants?
Am I leather pants? Maybe I could be. I'm reinventing. That's
You
what
could be if you had the right
people
ones.
Reinvent them. And I know that people will come up to me. At first it'd be weird. Like, hey, man, were you ever in a rock band? No. Why are you asking?
At
Why are
first
you
it'll be
asking?
weird, and at some point it won't be weird. It's always weird with anyone who wears any
Of
leather
course
pants
it
at
is.
any age.
Of course it is.
It is always weird.
Of course it is. I thought it'd be a good way to shake up my life. Can you imagine how all of a sudden I walk around and you always see me? Oh, these are my brown.
Oh, well,
leather
we'd hear you
pants.
coming.
Would you go to the leather vest without the shirt under it too?
Let me work out a little bit before I do
all
that.
right.
Yeah, I have that like my white chest hair showing.
You gotta start small, right? Like first the leather pants, and then maybe you grow out the mustache real long.
Well,
down the
I
side
don't
of
know
your
if this
chin.
says something about my lifestyle, but I was thinking leather pants, maybe a big leather hat.
So you're a leather daddy.
Maybe some. I'm thinking maybe some
Like you're
steel.
one of the village people.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know.
It's expensive. That's
People
an
would know. People
expensive-
would notice, right?
It's an
Hey.
expensive fashion taste. I don't know if I'd do it. Because if you're getting the real leather, plus you have to break it in.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to look at you
I think leather pants have to be awful.
because I'd know that you're wearing
Don't
that.
you like chafe for like 6 weeks before you get?
Don't you
used
wear
to 'em?
underwear?
Yeah, but I wear tighty whities. I don't wear the.
I think you'd probably have to switch
I
to
don't think you
boxers.
chafe.
Well, I mean, you're on the you're inside a cow at this point.
Yeah, sweating.
It's not good. Think of boots. If you get new boots, it takes
Right,
a while
or a
to break
leather
them in.
jacket.
And you get blisters on your feet. Yeah.
So you have blisters all over your body.
I think you guys are talking me out of my brand new scheme.
Were you
for my brand new image?
What about a denim suit with a lot of studs on it?
That is back.
Sounds to me like you want me to start with something small. You're gonna, where autumn is now. I think I just go.
You wearing a lot of denim?
I'm saying to start small.
Oh.
Yeah.
Small leather pants.
Yes, that's what I'll do. I'll get a size
There you
32.
go.
I'll start with leather pants that actually do not fit me at all. that'll. Everybody's a brand now. You got to keep thinking about reinventing yourself.
You're the leather guy.
I'm the old leather guy.
Hey, guys.
I guess I'm not the first.
Here comes Eric.
What do you call those leather hats that the?
I know what you're talking
Biker
about. Like the
biker
cowboy
hats.
biker hat?
Nah, yeah, it's like the guy from Judas Priest wears. What are those hats called?
Oh.
What about the Village People?
I
That
can't
one?
think of a nice name
That's
for
what I
that.
was saying. It's
the
just like a
same.
village person.
No, I
the
know.
Leather
but
daddy
we're-
village person.
We're trying to find I guess leather daddy. Is that the way you put it?
Yeah.
Yes,
That's
what
the
I was saying. It's a
acceptable
leather
way. I
daddy.
don't know. Stop being defensive.
What?
I already said that.
You got to get in the sun so your skin matches, too.
Yeah.
You got to get the leather.
You gotta get
skin.
leather.
Spend
Go to
some time in
Florida.
Florida.
Oh, I gotta get like the leather face.
Yeah.
Leatherface 2.0. All right, that music's telling us two things. Shut the hell up, get the hell out. And that's what we're gonna do. Shelley Winter's up next. He's got a great radio show for you. And vacation time is over. Whether it was enjoyed or not, it's over. It's behind us. So we'll be back tomorrow, 3 p.m. You're all invited to join us. But until then, continue on the journey. Don't piss off the genie.
657 Cool Ray Carrier, WSB 24-hour traffic center. Still jammed up out of Lithonia and the Mall at Stonecrest. I-20 westbound crash past Panola Road, exit 71, blocking at least one lane. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
Money Update. From WSB consumer expert Clark Howard. Sponsored by Reliable Heating and Air.
It used to be that a really small percent of homes for sale were in mandatory homeowners association communities. Now with new construction, close to 3/4 of new construction homes are in mandatory homeowners association communities. And if you don't want that kind of life, you got to know up front, or there are people who love that kind of life. Good news for you, they're a lot easier to find than they used to be.
Window Nation customers have been singing our praises for years. With fast, local service and an industry-leading 96% customer satisfaction rating, it's no wonder.
I researched window companies for the last year to see what the average prices were and the quality of work. Window Nation nailed both.
Right now, get 4 windows free with every 4 you buy, plus no interest for 2 years. Hurry, this offer ends soon. Schedule a free estimate now.